Yeah, welcome in, welcome back to another episode of the Format Podcast, Wednesday night live.
It started off with a soft clap.
Yeah. I had to hit the slider on the mixer. You know what I'm saying? I didn't realize that that the slider was down low. But what's going on, everybody? Appreciate you checking with us on this Wednesday night. Well, this is our normal Wednesday night show, but I think we got some pretty good topics lined up for you guys today, and I'm sure we're going to get into some debate. But what else is new here on the Format Podcast? It's all good. I got my guys with me, of course. I got the Transformer. What's good, Transformer?
What's good, my boy?
Maintaining. And of course, I got my main man, G. G, what's good?
What's going on, fam?
Hey, holding it down. So, yeah, we got some good topics. Y'all want to wait a couple minutes, see if we get a couple more people in the chat before we start going.
Yeah, man, get these folks ready. Get these folks awake. All right, tune in.
Yeah, no doubt.
It's pick'em time.
It is pick'em time. That's right.
It's pick'em time.
It is pick'em time. Man, I tell you what, these some good topics tonight, man. I think we're going to definitely have some good discussion on these, man. This your man Aaron Rodgers, man. I don't know.
I'm gonna have to dial back my temperament on that one. I'll get to it, man. That's
definitely. Yeah. Stephen A. Smith out here with the BS. Really disturbing.
Speaking facts.
He's not speaking no facts, man.
Speaking facts.
He's not speaking facts, and we'll get to it.
I could be objective of LeBron James, but I could respect him at the same time. I'm gonna grease the skids to get my kid in this mug. Goddamn Skippy, man.
All right.
Salute, Steve. Yes, sir.
Definitely talk about that. I'm looking forward to that topic. And then, of course, is Lamar Jackson already top 5 all time? Whoa.
Yeah. We know who's warn everybody before we even get started on that conversation. Like, this is G's segment. That's going to be G's segment alone. I'm just going to let that man cook.
No, it's actually a good topic.
Something and be like, hey, man, G, am I allowed? Can I chime in?
It's actually worth the discussion because Lamar he's one of the most special players we've ever seen. It's actually worth the discussion. So yeah, looking forward to having that one too.
Sid Bubba, what's cracking? Man, said his boys is in the building. We in the house.
There it is.
We in the house.
There it is. All right, I guess we'll go ahead and we'll get it going. All right. So
NCAA
as we mentioned,
approves elimination of the national letter of intent.
Yeah, man. Yeah, I thought that was very interesting.
They just got rid of the national letter.
I saw that. Let's hang on 1 second and we'll get right to that. But before we get started, y'all, you know what time it is. You know what you got to do. If you're here on YouTube and you haven't already, please make sure you go ahead, click that like, that subscribe, that notification bell. Make sure you're kept up to date whenever we drop new content on the channel. If you want the audio-only version of the podcast, open up your audio podcast platform, hit the search bar, type in The Format Podcast, and we should come right up. If you're enjoying the content, make sure you give us that like, that 5-star review, and drop a comment. All that stuff helps us rise in the algorithm, helps us find more sports fans, helps more sports fans find us. And finally, make sure you write it down, put it in your phone, set an alarm, do whatever you got to do to remember. Saturday nights at 7 p.m. we are live here on the Format Podcast, and we'll give you the opportunity to call in, talk to us, get at me. I love it. I can't wait. Young disciple, what's good? Good to see you here, man. I appreciate it. I love when you're here because you always bring passion. You know what I'm saying? You bring in some knowledge too, and it's good to have it's good to have. I'm sorry, I'm laughing. My wife sent me a crazy text just now, but it's good to also have sometimes an opposite voice. So that's what's up. So yeah, that's gonna be a good segment. So glad you're here, man. Yeah, so let's go ahead and get to it. So for a quick hit. G actually mentioned the topic, so why don't you go ahead and get that started, man?
Oh yeah, so the NCAA accepted or approved the elimination of the letter of intent.
Mm-hmm.
And so what that means is no longer do the school have to reach out and say, you know, you sign some paperwork, and it's like, all right, this is my letter of intent. I want to come and play for you guys, or go to your school, what have you.
But
I thought that was cool.
Yeah, no, I do think that's cool that they did it that way. But instead of a letter of intent, now what they're doing is what do they call this thing? I don't know if they have a specific title for it, but now they're doing a thing that's like basically letter of academic something. Basically is putting these guys into something of a contract situation. Like, okay, because now you can the rules have been passed that you can outright pay them. So there's going to be revenue sharing between the schools and the athletes. So now if I decide to come to Geno State University and you say, all right, I'm going to pay you to come here, you're going to play ball for me. Cool. I sign this letter, and that basically works as our binding agreement. But to me, the good thing is once I sign that, other schools are not supposed to be able to contact me anymore. So it's not supposed to be like, oh, you already signed. Now come over here. We'll just give you some more. So it's supposed to create a situation where things are a little more above board, but we know this is college athletics. Guys are still going to cheat anyway, right? They're going to do what they've always done. They're going to put the duffel bags with the cash, literally the bags under your grandma's porch, right? I mean, this is a real thing. They're gonna do that. They're gonna have people, meeting you or meeting your people in church and doing all this stuff. So people are always going to find a way to cheat, true indeed. However, at least they're attempting to put some sort of guardrails in place. So we'll see how it ends up playing out. But I kind of like the idea of what they're attempting to do.
Yep.
Yeah. Jared Ambrose, haven't seen you before. Good to see you here, man.
Hey,
Make sure
you gonna love him. You're gonna love him. That's a Celtic. Good. That's a Celtic fan right there.
Okay.
That's my boy Bros.
That's what's up. 18.
But
right?
Hey, if y'all start losing, he'll leave y'all quick.
Oh, that's not
boy quick to jump ship.
That won't happen for me, man. I've been here since 3rd grade, man. It's gonna be what it's gonna be,
Hey, I tell you, man, one of the funniest Facebooks on my freaking feed, bro. That's Ambrose, man.
I hear that.
Hey, when y'all winning, he like, oh man, championship, championship a bust. He start losing, man. He's bum squad. Tatum a bum, Jaylen Brown a bum. Everybody's a bum.
I was about to say, if you say Tatum a bum, then that's G's team right there.
That's G. That's G on it.
You say Tatum a bum. We know what he's about.
Hey man, salute my boy.
That's what,
Ambrose. That's big Navy.
Anthony Edwards said something about him.
About Tatum?
Anthony Edwards had something to say about him. Yeah.
What, Tay-Bum?
Yeah. Anthony Edwards went at him. Saying something like, how can he be one of the best players in the league right now when I did something. I don't know. I don't remember all the details. I can look it up if you want, but yeah, you know how he is though, man. He's extremely vocal in when it comes to the news.
If I'm Tatum, I just do like a little video and say, I heard Anthony Edwards' newest comments. It just it really got me thinking. I do it just like that with the ring on. Like, shut the hell up. Go get in the lab. You know what I'm saying?
But I bet I fit. Hey man, AE one of the types, man. He can be like, yeah, man, just like he was riding the pine in them Olympics too.
That's cool. Yeah,
there's plenty of jokes to get back at him, man.
Put my ring on and knock you out with that.
I'm like, hey man, you weren't even Finals MVP on your own team, but you the better player. Bet.
That's okay. Got that ring though.
See, that's a cat. Okay. That's that cat way out. Like,
whatever.
I got the.
I wouldn't worry about that.
I got the ring.
All right. All right, let's get to it. So where were we? All right, first topic, week 6 pick'em. Let's do it.
Oh, we on pick'ems already?
Yeah.
Okay, guys, let me get ready, get set, and let's go. All right, week 5, we all ended up 8 for 6, meaning we got 8 out of the 14 picks right. Each and every one of us, by the way. That's actually pretty crazy. So this week, we're moving over to week 6. We had some upsets on our radar last week. So hopefully we get them mostly right, except Bruce this time. All right. We're going to start off with the Thursday.
Bruce, what? Why you got to be that?
I don't know. I just don't like your face today.
Okay. Well,
you know what I'm saying?
I'll be worried if you like my face. That definitely.
I woke up like this. I woke up like this, angry, upset, pissed off. I got Celtics in the chat. You know what I mean? You already coming at LeBron neck weaning, start the goddamn
Nobody
show.
came at LeBron neck.
Yeah,
What's wrong with you?
You teeing me off right now, G.
Man, ain't nobody coming at LeBron's neck, man. Why is it? You know what? I haven't even said anything about that dude yet. What are you talking about? Coming at LeBron. You wild, man.
I'm telling you, bro. I'm here to stifle all that. But anyway, all right, you guys are here for the week 6 pick'ems.
Yes.
And let's see what you guys got. So when I say these teams, you know what I mean, put your guys' picks in the chat. We're going to go ahead and discuss a little bit about them briefly on why we chose them. We're going to go into Thursday, October 10th. San Fran is going to be traveling to Seattle and Geno Smith, 8:15. G, who you got, my brother?
Man, that's a tough one, man.
Very
49ers. Man. I'm gonna go with the Niners on this one.
Gonna go with the Niners?
Yeah, I'm gonna go with the Niners.
All right, Bruce.
Yeah. Oh, I want to go with the Niners, man. Does it seem to you like there's more injuries earlier this season, or is it me?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
I was trying to figure out what's going on with
yes.
that. That is odd.
Without a doubt.
Yeah, Niners coming off. Yeah, my bad.
It's kind of always like that, right? Like you see when players don't really take care of their body during the off season, and then here we are week 5 and we had like
pulled hamstrings and
and almost everybody's getting hurt.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
and we're talking like the big time players too, man. It's been
yeah. Change the whole dynamics of your team.
That's
really,
literally,
really does.
literally.
Yeah.
Who you rolling with, Bruce?
San Francisco in a tight one, but that's so iffy because I think it's going to be tight and their freaking place kickers out. So I don't even know, man.
Moody is his hamstring, I think.
Yeah, I believe so.
I think it's his knee or his hamstring, one to two.
Mm-hmm.
All right, I'm gonna roll with
right.
Oh, you went with San Fran. Let me go ahead and keep the streak going. Both of y'all picked a team last week on Thursday. I'm gonna ride with Seattle on this one, man. I do think San Fran is really desperate to get a dub, especially seeing how they went scoreless in the second half last game against the Arizona Cardinals. But Seattle still has a high-powered offense. They got great corners over there on the defense.
Well, Tariq Woolen's not playing, so.
You said what?
Tariq Woolen, I think, is out. Let me double check that. Let me see. I believe he's out. Yes, Tariq Woolen is not playing. He's out.
Okay. Well, either way, I think they still got to get enough defense. Okay.
All right.
I think they still got to get enough defense. So I'm gonna go ahead and roll with Seattle on that one. All right.
Mm-hmm.
So San Fran, Seattle. I like starting off when we could disagree. All right, we're gonna move on over to Sunday, 9:30. I believe this is the London game as well. The hot Jacksonville Jaguars playing the Bears at 9:30 a.m. Who you got? Who you got, Bruce?
How they gonna be hot, man? They just had their first win in like almost.
Bro, they hot. Fish grease. You know what I mean? Hot fish grease, baby. Hey, Duval, let's go. All right. Jags, I'm with it. Sid Bubba. I'm with it.
Man. A lot of weapons aren't at 100%, but Travis Etienne might not play. He's questionable. Evan Ingram is questionable. Gabe Davis is questionable. That's tough, man. These injuries, and I don't believe in Jacksonville at all. I don't believe in Trevor Lawrence. I'm not sure. I'm feeling like, unfortunately, Doug Peterson may have lost the locker room here. And I think I want to go with the Bears. Caleb Williams I'm sure his confidence has really risen coming off the best game of his career last week. Looks like, Jaquan Brister's out. The Bears are the less injured team. They're the healthier team. And I'm going to go with the Bears.
All right, he's going to go with the Bears. Who you got, G?
I got the Bears.
He has the Bears. All right, well, let me go ahead and crack y'all spirits real quick. I got Duval in a win in London, okay? One thing about Duval, right? We know how to travel to London and have a great time, all right? Have a great time, show out, but we also win the football game. We're talking Caleb Williams going to London. Caleb Williams. Don't you think he's going to get a little distracted? I think he's going to get a little distracted, all right? He's not going to be mindly processed on the football game. He thinks he's going to go and beat the Jags. It's going to be sound. I believe he's going to go out there, get distracted, and lose this football game, man. So I got Jacksonville going to London and coming back 2-4? 2-4.
Mm-hmm.
Coming back 2-4. All right? Going to move on over. Easy pick for me, so I'm going to go ahead and get mine out the way. You already see the hat on. We got Arizona traveling to Green Bay at 1 o'clock. Who you got, G? You were wrong last time. I'm going to help you out this time.
Yeah, I was, man. Who I had?
You had the Rams.
You go with Arizona on this.
That's sad. In Green Bay. I'm going to give you a second chance. They're in Green Bay.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. All right. G, who you got, bro? I mean, not G, Bruce.
I got Green Bay. I'm not super confident, but I do have Green Bay. Little concerned about Jordan Love this year. Only completing 56% of his passes so far. I mean, he has had injuries, so he's working his way back from that. 8 touchdowns, 5 picks. Not great, but he is throwing for 291 yards a game, so that's pretty solid. An interesting stat I just found out today: he's 10-11 in his career as a starter. So hopefully he gets that under control. But I'm gonna go with Green Bay in a close one. And you know why too? Because they're going to win that turnover battle, because we see what the best secondary in football does. Now, they may not necessarily be the best secondary in terms of like yardage, completely locking down the opponent, but that's okay for me when you can consistently take the football away from your opposition. And you're not supposed to live and die on getting interceptions and getting turnovers, but it's like every game they'll get you at least one. So, I would be surprised if that didn't happen again somewhere this week, whether it's an interception or you get some sort of fumble recovery, strip sack, something. So the way Green Bay has been able to supplement their offense by giving them extra possessions with the turnovers, I'm going to go with the Packers.
Easy day. I agree with everything you just said. I mean, we find a way to turn over the football from the defensive side. And I think that we can get Kyler Murray to do the exact same. Him trying to force feed Marvin Harrison Jr. I believe Jair's going to be close to coming back this game. So, we'll be happy to bring him back. But even without Jair in the last 2 weeks, we found a way to get another pick after pick after pick. Xavier McKinney is 5 games in a row where he has an interception. The team is top 5 in sacks this year. They're doing one hell of a job on the defensive side of the ball. It's just getting Jordan Love and the offense to click a little bit sooner rather than later. Hopefully we start off smart like we did in the second half against the Rams. Run the freaking football, man. We're so much better when we're running the freaking football. We got Josh Jacobs. Emmanuel Wilson is doing a great job as our backup. He wasn't even supposed to be our backup. It was supposed to be Marshawn Lloyd, but he's doing one hell of a job. If we start off with the run game and threaten them with the run first, pass later, we could probably beat them by 10. I say if we continue that, but if we continue to just put the ball in Jordan Love's hands early and passing on first downs, then we're going to be behind the sticks on a lot of occasions, and we're allowing that Arizona team to get on the field and score some points. So I agree with what you said, man. I got Green Bay. All right, we're going to move on over to game 4, Indianapolis and the Colts. I'm not sure if Anthony Richardson is going to be able to play, but it looks like they're trying to trend him towards that. But they're going to be traveling to Tennessee against the Titans. G, who you got?
Man, that's another tough one. Sheesh. Man, so if Flacco play, I'm going with the Colts.
I like it.
Flacco doesn't play, I'm going with the Colts. I'll go with the Colts.
Okay, so either way, you got the Colts.
Yeah.
Okay. Bruce.
I really hope they don't rush that kid out. Oh, I hope they don't rush him out on the field, man. I think Joe. I saw something where Joe was giving him some insight on. He talked about how
I saw that too.
You saw that? Yeah. He pretty much was explaining in a press conference on how when you hurt, you never want to see the other guy take your position, right? And so
the Lamar Jackson
always always rushing yourself back and such. And so I really hope the kid don't rush himself back because old man Joe, 17 years in the league, he shouldn't have to worry about his starting position. But once you start winning, that's it. They lost. Unfortunately, they lost last week. But it was a close one.
Yep. All right. Bruce, who you got?
Yep.
I got the Colts, although it's not going to be an easy one. I definitely think that even if Anthony Richardson was healthy, I wouldn't be rushing him back because January Joe is clearly a better player at this point. So I'm saying let AR have some time to continue to develop and learn. I'm just looking, though, it's not going to be easy. Like I said, Titans number 1 in the league in total defense, number 1 in the league in passing defense. They are middle of the pack in rush defense at number 15 and number 15 at scoring defense. But overall, their defense is very solid. Number 8 in red zone defense. So points are going to be hard to come by in this one, but which is why I think that the better move is to let an experienced guy like Flacco have this game and not rush back your young guy who has clearly shown he's not ready yet. So, yeah, I'm going to go with the Colts.
Okay. You guys both going with the Colts. I'm going to go with Tennessee on this one. All right.
Okay.
I think they're going to try to get this kid back, right? You want to see what he is. You spent your first-round pick last season on him. You need more time to see and develop and see what he has. They're not smart enough to try to keep Joe Flacco out there. They're not trying to win football games. They're just trying to beat. I mean, look at what they have as far as the future stands, right? I don't believe what's my running back? Jonathan Taylor. I don't believe he's going to play as well. He's still dealing with that high ankle sprain. So that's also going to be a caveat. They wasn't able to effectively run the football last game. So I dare that they'll try to do anything different against the Tennessee Titans. And if you're throwing the football, as much as the Tennessee Titans have a great defense, you got Ladarius Sneed in that backfield. I mean, in that secondary, he can threaten it to make it a problem for you. So I'm going to get Tennessee in a close one here. And yeah, with the premise of that, I believe Anthony Richardson is going to play. I believe Jonathan Taylor is not going to play. And, I think Tennessee has enough to get it done. All right. Moving on over. I think this is an easy one for all of us because we know this team is tanking. I'm not sure if Jared Ambrose is in the chat, but Houston and CJ Stroud are going to be traveling to New England, and we get to see the rookie. We get to see the rookie Drake May play in his first start in college. I mean, in the NFL. Excuse me. Who do you got, G?
Texans.
Easy money.
Bruce. A layup, man. Yeah, that's a layup.
All right, so I'm gonna not make this a layup, right? I'm gonna pick New England. I'm gonna pick New England, man. I think Drake May is gonna come out and have one hell of a game. I see him getting about 350 yards, about 4 touchdowns. And oh, my bad. I'm thinking about CJ Stroud, bro. My bad. I'm looking at the wrong quarterback. I'm looking at
All right.
My bad. I was reading CJ Stroud's numbers. My bad, bro. So Houston in the landslide in New England. So we don't have to spend too much time on that one. Moving on over. This is going to be one of the games I'm going to be watching at 1:00 along with the Green Bay game. Tampa Bay and Baker the Maker Mayfield is going to be traveling to New Orleans against Spencer Rattler. Who we got, Bruce?
I got Tampa Bay, Baker touchdown maker. But I think Spencer Rattler may have a better performance than many are anticipating. I don't think he's going to light it up, but I think he's going to play all right. But Baker played well coming off of, he played well for some of that game against Atlanta. And I'm sure that Tampa Bay is anxious, chomping at the bit, and especially they're looking at Atlanta, who right now is going to have the lead in the division. So you don't want to lose 2 straight division games in any situation. But yeah, I think that they're definitely going to have the advantage. And even though the Saints have a really good defense that Rattler's been going against, I'm sure Todd Bowles is going to have some things to throw at him and confuse the young fella in his first NFL start. So going with Tampa Bay.
Easy day. G, yeah.
Tampa Bay at the Saints.
Yep.
Saints home. Tampa Bay.
Saints at home. Yep.
Tampa Bay.
Tampa Bay. I like the simplicity that Gino is rolling with. I got Tampa Bay as well. I don't know what Spencer Rattler is going to look like. Tampa Bay is angry. I mean, yes. Baker Mayfield is a little upset himself. Yes. He had one of close, if not one of the most perfect games in his career, and they lose in overtime by a guy who throws for 506 yards. And Baker Mayfield never touches the ball in overtime. So I think that's going to be an angry Todd Bowles, Baker Mayfield team. that's going to be walking out there on that field, and I think they're gonna cook New Orleans at home. All right. Moving on over, we have 2 more 1 o'clock games. We have Cleveland and what's left of the misogynist Deshaun Watson traveling to Philadelphia.
What?
I got nothing to say about that.
Jeez.
Oh,
all right. Deshaun Watson and the Cleveland Browns travel to Philly against coming off of a bye. Philly Hurts. Jesus. Jalen Hurts.
Philly hurts. Oh, my goodness.
Who you got, G?
Oh, it's on me. Eagles.
Yes,
Yeah.
Wow.
I believe that's an easy pick. Who you got, Bruce?
Oh, man, I got Philly. Can I just say real quick that
go ahead.
That Deshaun Watson contract is quickly and continually showing itself to be the worst contract in history. Just terrible.
Ooh.
But anyway,
Steve, you got Cleveland close. Little bias there, buddy.
Yeah, it's not
divisional bias. Maybe. All right, Sid Bubba, Philly. I like it. I'm gonna roll with Philly as well. They're coming off of a bye. They're a little bit fresher. I think they're getting stuff together. They're getting their pieces back. AJ Brown, Devontae Smith is supposed to be on their way back. So I think it's gonna be thank God, hallelujah type of game for them. That they're gonna be at home. They got their players back, and I think they're gonna beat Cleveland in a landslide. Cleveland has nothing for me to bet on them anymore this year. I don't see. They don't play New England for the rest of the year, right?
Deshaun innocent. I'm not gonna respond to that. But I think he is. But go ahead though.
But anyway, all right.
Oh my gosh. Oh, ooh. What does innocent mean? Does it mean he didn't do it? He did it and didn't pay.
It means the man didn't commit a crime. I think we're all in agreement on that.
Steve, why, bro? Matter of fact, can we mute people in the chat in the comment section? Can we mute them? Hey, Steve, bro, you about to get muted, bro. We trying to do a show here. We trying to focus.
I heard Deshaun Watson was on the hook on that song with R. Kelly and Jay-Z, right?
Stop it.
No, I'm just.
Stop it. Stop it. Next, they're gonna find footage of Deshaun at a Diddy party. Like, relax, bro.
Whoa.
With the baby all talking about massage time, everybody. All right, guys. Let's move on. All right.
Ain't no party like a Diddy party.
Let's move on.
That's what LeBron says, right?
Ain't no party like a Diddy party. All right. So, final game of 1 o'clock. I'm not even going to ask you guys. I know where you're going with the pick, but I am curious to see how you're going to make this pick. Washington and the red hot rookie are traveling to Baltimore in the hot fire top 5 quarterback of all time in G's eyes, Lamar Jackson. Bruce, I'm gonna start off with you because I'm gonna let G just have the rest of the time to get off his chest.
Well, like, why you start with me? But I'm gonna pick Baltimore here. I think this game probably gets into the 30s. I'm gonna go with Baltimore, and I just think that Washington is looking at they're a really good football team this year so far. I think we can see that. The kid, the rookie, is playing extremely well. Has a chance to be. He's the front runner for Rookie of the Year, obviously Offensive Rookie of the Year, playing extremely well. Doesn't really turn the ball over. He can run it, he can throw it, but this is a different animal. And my game plan going into this would be much as it would be with the Chiefs if I'm Baltimore, and that's really run the football with Lamar and Derrick Henry and Justice Hill and these guys, and just keep the kid on the sideline, keep Terry McLaurin on the sideline, because that Washington offense has some explosive elements. So and Baltimore is not very good against the pass this year, so you want to try and keep away from them for as long as you can. So yeah, you definitely want to You want to be a physical team here at the point of attack. And I think Baltimore, they appear, and Todd Monken appears, or John Harbaugh has given him the order that, continue to run the football, and that should take care of that. So, yeah, I got Baltimore. That's my thought.
I like it. I'm going to go ahead and say, G, before you go, I'm going to say mine. Baltimore. All right, G, go.
Baltimore. Baltimore.
Easy day.
Rookie quarterback. Just brought Dean Pease on the assist.
Yeah, I saw that.
With play calling. We seen
That's
him.
big.
I think last week it was rough out defense. And so if we show up with that same defense from last week, I think the rookie goes crazy, right? However, Lamar is going to play up to whatever the other quarterback is playing, and so that's what's going to make this a really good game.
Yeah.
But somebody gonna get exposed. Somebody gonna get exposed. So it just depends on how well Zach will prepare the guys, because Shorty can make all the throws. McDaniels, that's McDaniels, right? That's his name.
Jaden Daniels.
Jaden McDaniels. I remember his mom.
Jaden Daniels.
There it is.
I'm
gonna put some respect there. The kid can make every throw with his arms, and he pretty much do really well with his legs. He's been on fire all year, and so just interested in seeing how our defense play up against him. That's it's a really big challenge, but we've been challenged all year. I like to see how Derrick Henry runs up against the Commanders. I think that's going to be a big one of our biggest keys to victory. Controlling the ball, controlling the time, controlling the clock, time of possession, I should say. But that's a really good point. But he's never played up against Jaden McDaniels, so I think that's what's going to be the test. Because this kid, they almost like mirror image almost, when it comes to what they're able to do so far. I think Lamar was lighting up the charts when he first came in, and now you're starting to see somebody else light up the charts. And so I know a lot of Red Commanders fans, they're afraid they're having like RG3 nightmares. That's just from what I'm hearing in my circles. It's like, wow, we playing these guys. We got a really good quarterback. He's doing really well, and I just hope he don't get hurt. So that's my 2 cents, bro. That's what I got us. If I had to put a score out there, I wouldn't be able to. Just got us winning.
No, I like it. I like it, man. I think it's going to be one of them high scoring games. I do think this is going to be a game of, okay, let's put this rookie in his place by the Ravens. I think that Ravens saw what they did last week against Joe Burrow and put up 38 on your defense. I think Marlon Humphreys and those guys and Kyle Hamilton, they go in that locker room like, yo, what was that? Yeah. Not this week. Not this week. We can't let a rookie go out there, because if Joe Burrow does it, okay, that's one thing. I'm not going to let a rookie go out there and take the top off us all night.
True indeed.
I can't do that. You know what I mean? Baltimore they're known for their defensive prowess. Before Lamar Jackson got there, they've always been known for their defensive prowess.
Facts.
I'll be damned if I let a rookie come up in here and light it up against my defense. That's the mentality that I think Baltimore should have, and we'll see if they will have it when it's time to suit up. Commanders are 4-1, and they're hot right now, but I think the Ravens put them in their place, put them in this place like, yo, nice season so far. But here we go. You about to play.
Our pass rush is suspect this year, man. Our pass rush is suspect.
Yeah. All right. We all got Baltimore on that one. We're going to move on over to the 4 o'clocks. We have the Los Angeles Chargers traveling to Denver in the Hot Bo Knicks.
Right.
At 4:05. Who you got? I believe I started with Bruce last time. G, it's on you. No, I'll take that back. It was Bruce first
Denver.
time.
I'll go Denver. Yeah, Denver.
Denver. All right.
Yep, I'm going Denver.
Who you got, Bruce?
This is really tough. Denver's playing outstanding defense, and they're not putting too much on the young fella's plate. The young fella being Bo Nix.
Yeah.
If you look at the Chargers injury report, it's a bit long, so I'm concerned about that. Joe Alt is questionable at right tackle. That's standing out to me. I don't know if what's my guy's name? Rashawn Slater. I don't know if he's going to be back, but if you don't have both of your tackles, that makes it a whole lot more difficult to play football the way Jim Harbaugh wants to play football, play it physical, run, dominate the point of attack. But Denver, excuse me, as I said, seems to be doing that really well. Man, I'm really trying to. I don't know. This is almost a pick 'em. It's what you love about the NFL, right? It's really hard to pick these games.
Absolutely.
But I believe that. You know what? I'm gonna go with the Chargers here. I believe they're coming off a bye, and Jesse Minter and Jim Harbaugh, they're gonna have something cooked up to make it difficult on the rookie in terms of trying to contain him and show him some different looks and all that. So I'm gonna go. I believe in Jesse Minter calling that defense for the Chargers, and so yeah, I'm gonna go with LA on this.
Okay, this is a pick 'em for me as well. I'm gonna go with Denver. I was looking at their injury report earlier. They have a lot of, like you said earlier, a lot of questions right here. Josiah Taylor, cornerback, did not participate in Wednesday's practice. Asante Samuel Jr., questionable, did not participate. Hayden Hurst, questionable, limited participant. You said Joe Alt, he was a limited participant in Wednesday's practice. Your quarterback, limited in practice. Deane Leonard, I'm sorry, limited in practice, questionable to return. So that's 3 corners I just named off the rip, right? You also have your linebacker, Joey Bosa, who did not participate in Wednesday's practice. So he's questionable. That's a lot of injuries. All right. Denzel Perryman, questionable. Another line, Henley, questionable. That's a lot of question marks, right? When you're known for your defense, you're known for running the ball. When you got that many corners, when you got that many linebackers, hurt like that, and you have a defensive juggernaut in Denver, I think they can do enough to at least be able to get it done, make it competitive, and come away with a closer, man. I think they forced Justin Herbert to make him throw the ball a little bit more by trying to stop the run and take that run away from Harbaugh, and they can come away with the win. So I got I'm gonna roll with Denver on this one. All right, we're gonna go to the next 4:00 game. Nicely timed bye week for Chargers. They should run the ball well and win a low-scoring game. I think it's going to be a low-scoring game too, Tyler. I do think it's going to be a low-scoring game.
Two good defensive teams.
Yeah, 2 good defensive teams. I just think, just a little, coming off of a bye, but how much of that bye did your guys who are currently injured, did they participate? I mean, they weren't able to participate in any type of practice, any type of ball game. So they've been sitting on the behind for like a week and a half. So I think a little bit of rust will show. And that's where Denver Broncos can pounce on top of that. Pause. Moving on over to the next game, we have Pittsburgh traveling to Las Vegas. Who we got, Bruce?
Pittsburgh.
Yeah.
I think the defense is just good enough. I think Justin Fields probably is feeling some pressure. He might be playing for his job here. And Vegas doesn't have a quarterback. They have no idea what their situation is. The best player that they have, he's not going to be playing, obviously, in your guy, Devontae Adams. So I don't know what Las Vegas is going to do or what they can do. The best remaining player excuse me, on that team is Max Crosby. But, he can't score points and sack the quarterback. Well, I guess he could technically get a strip sack and return it. But you know what I mean, though. Like,
yeah,
he can do what he can do, but I just don't think Vegas has enough. I just don't.
I just think you nailed everything that G was about to say. G, who you got?
You ain't gonna say
I
that.
really want to wish that both teams could lose, right?
I was gonna see what you're gonna say on this one, man. This is gonna be curious.
Yeah, this is a rough one. Man. And with the Steelers, I want them to lose every game, every week, right? Every year. That's just how I feel. It's so hard to say these words, man. But for the right, you know what I mean, for the right to be talking about, a pick 'em, I gotta go with the Steelers on this one.
All right, that's tough. And then you got Steve in the chat saying Raiders.
Yeah,
when he the Steelers guy.
That's interesting.
10,000%. He says the Raiders are a lock. I'm telling y'all now.
Wow.
Boy, that would be one hell of an upset. I mean, you go 3
Steve,
games.
I can't see that, man.
3-0, and then 0-3. Raiders ain't got nothing to kick them with. They're cooking with it.
Wow, you see Tyler, right?
I'm predicting our first
Mr.
look at
Unlimited.
offense very stagnant. Right. I don't think it happens this week. I believe if it's stagnant by the fourth quarter and the game is close, you may. But I think they let them finish out this game. You don't, unless they're getting beat bad early, then you can put Russell Wilson in the game. But I think they at least let the kid finish out. Especially, like I said, he's not turning over the ball much. Last game was just one of them first games where you're looking like, okay, man, we just need a bigger offensive output out of our quarterback. And I think that's the reason why you're looking at Mr. Unlimited. But yeah, I like Pittsburgh. Vegas has nothing for me to be in awe about or give a reason to want to pick them. Pittsburgh still has a top 5 defense. They still got a quarterback. I like their quarterback better than your quarterback. Everything just points to the arrows, just point towards Pittsburgh. Running back, I like your running back better. TJ Watt, I like him over Max Crosby. They got everything that's better. So Pittsburgh in a good one. All right, this next game, I believe this may be NFL game of the week. We have Detroit traveling to Dallas.
Detroit.
Ooh, Detroit. G didn't even let me call them. Detroit. Any reason why? Well, why you got Detroit so easy?
And they look like a better team. I know Dallas kind of toughed it out last week, but that was the line's not playing like that, man. They're not playing with nobody out here. They're not playing, man. Like they punch you in your mouth and they keep it moving, man. I like the Lions, man.
All right, Bruce, who you got?
I got Detroit as well. Like G said, physical at the point of attack. Arguably the best offensive line in the game. They can play defense as well. They're not lockdown defense, but they're a solid defensive team. Jared Goff, he gets the protection. He's miles ahead of Dak in my estimation. The Cowboys have no weather advantage because they're playing indoors as well. So we know that the Lions pretty much a track team on that turf and under a roof. So they're gonna go do that. To G's point, if Dak Prescott mess around and give these guys the ball 3 times like he gave the Steelers the ball 3 times, they're gonna get blown out. It's just that the Steelers offense couldn't take advantage of what Dallas was literally trying to give them. So
correct.
I hate Dallas as well, Sid Bubba, but this really has nothing to do with that. It's just I feel like Detroit is far and away a better team than the Cowboys. I could be wrong, and I'll have no problem admitting it because at the end of the day, the pick'em sheets are here, and I'll have to if I'm wrong. But realistically, I just think Dallas is the far superior team.
Yeah. I agree with both of you guys said. Detroit has it all. In this situation, receivers, I like the quarterback better. I like the running back better. I like their defense better. I like the offensive line better. They literally have everything better. When you have everything better, you should win those football games. I want to put Steve's comment up here. Dallas played horribly and barely beat his pom-pom Steelers. I'm just going to say pom-pom right now. If they keep turning the ball over, they ain't winning. Pittsburgh's the only team to win the turnover battle 3-0 and lose the game. Pathetic. Dallas, you turn the ball over one time, you're getting cooked. I'll tell you that right now. That Detroit team, offensively, is a freaking horse. Right, you have so many weapons, you have so many options. They believe in Dan Campbell so much that I think they're willing to go to a Diddy party for him. Yeah, you need to go to a Diddy party for you. We're gonna hold you down. We're gonna be your security at this Diddy party, making you safe, make sure you're safe. But that's how much Dan Campbell believes in his team, and I think he's gonna coach that team to really come up in Dallas and beat it on the biggest stage. Where do you want to beat Dallas the most? On their stage, right?
Yes.
You know it's prime time. You know that stadium is amazing. It is freaking a sight. It is a freaking experience to be in that stadium. I think Detroit comes in there with that mindset. Another week, they're going to be without DeMarcus Lawrence and Micah Parsons. With an offensive line that is already a problem to deal with anyway. Now you really can't even get to them. So I think it could easily be a blowout. If Dallas turns that ball over one time, it's going to be a blowout for Detroit. So yeah, I got Detroit in the landslide. Moving on to the last game, last 4 o'clock game, we got Transformer. He's bringing up Diddy parties. Come on, man.
You try to tell us something, Transformer? Listen, man, if they come to get you, man, hey, I got nothing to do with it. You just a podcast host, man.
Listen. I mean, you just podcast host, bro.
I had no idea. Don't come looking for me.
Man. Ain't no party like a Diddy party. All right, let's move on.
There he goes again.
All right.
You and Bron, huh? Yeah, all right.
Huh? Nah, see, no, Bron wasn't there yet. I think he got there late. I was early. Ooh. Me and Tank, I was with Tank. Tank.
Wow.
Tank Davis. You know, when he picked him up, I was like, yo. Then Tank looked at him crazy, like, yo, man, what's this guy doing? I'm like, bro, Tank, just come over here, bro. Let Diddy be wilding. All right.
Keep turning around and catch that body blow.
Catch that body. Catch that
liver shot like Ryan Garcia.
Like Ryan Garcia. Hey. All right. Moving on over to the last. Huh?
I said, when Diddy start clapping and twirling, yo.
Yeah, what was that?
Might have to put that.
What was that?
It's like, Stonewall, yo.
What's wrong, B?
Wild people in the world, man.
Crazy work.
That's wild, man.
Yeah.
Party like a Diddy party. LeBaby Oil James.
Another one.
And another one.
All right, so finish up these picks here, guys. All right, we have Atlanta and Atlanta traveling to Carolina. Mm-hmm. Who we got, Bruce?
Do we need to do this?
Nope. All right, okay. Atlanta. Got it. We're gonna move on over to 8 o'clock. We're gonna move on over to 8 o'clock. The 8 o'clock primetime game is gonna be Joe Burrow and the upset Bengals traveling to New York and surprisingly winning New York Giants.
Mm-hmm.
Who you got, G? Giants. Got it. All right. Why the Giants?
Giants. Yeah.
I have a feeling that pick is a little bit self-serving.
Yeah. Anytime I see AFC North, I just
right.
What y'all say is a feeling. It's a feeling. Yeah. It's a feeling. I'll take that. That's all I can take.
True indeed.
So you really are going to pick the Giants, though? Okay. I figured. Yeah. I already had it checked. I just wanted to be sure. All right, Bruce, who you got?
I am going to go here with the Bengals. So the crazy thing is this football team is 1-4, but they're a good football team, right? If that makes any sense.
They're losing these games. 1-4 you've ever seen. Yeah.
Right. I think I heard Travis Kelce say that, but not Travis.
Did he say that?
Jason Kelce.
The brother.
Yeah, the brother. Okay. The one who just retired. But yeah, I mean, their offense is crazy. Joe Burrow is balling out of his freaking mind. He's only had one bad game so far this season, but the defense is not holding up its end of the bargain. And so that's what's causing them to lose these football games. But with the same token, the Giants are a better team than people think, right? The Giants are not terrible. Obviously, the Commanders are the class of the NFC East, but the Giants aren't bad, right? And but with all of that said, I'm definitely going to go with Cincinnati here. I think they have a little too much, you know?
Yeah. Like you said, Bengals, they're probably the best 1-4 team I've ever seen.
Right? They're good.
You're like good. Every week you're like, damn man, they should win this game, right? Mm-hmm. But then you look at the end. I mean, Burrow gives you 25 points. Defense gives up 26. Burrow gives you 33. Defense gives up 38.
Yeah.
We beat Carolina. We had to put up 34 because the defense gave up 24 against Carolina. Joe Burrow puts up 38. Defense gives up 41. It's like, yo, defense, do something. Do something.
A little help, please. A little help here, please.
Bro. Like, come on. Those are good numbers. I mean, 25, 33, 34, 38. Those are your scores from the offensive side of the ball that you've had over the last 4 games. Like you said, he had one bad game. That was the first game back against New England, in which they also indeed lost. There you go. Trying to say that. Mm-hmm. But yeah, I mean, I got no other reason to pick the Bengals on this one. You're extremely desperate if you're any bit of what you're supposed to be, then you're going to go in this game and you're head hunting. You're coming for somebody. So I think they definitely win this game. I think it's going to be a landslide. Honestly, I think they're going to want to cook New York on prime time because they know that everybody's watching. Now.
Oh yeah.
Everybody's watching
Sunday night game.
Yeah.
Okay.
All right. Moving on over to Monday, we're gonna have Josh Allen and the Buffalo Bills traveling to the Robert Saleh New York Jets at 8:15 on Monday. Without being recent bias here, Bruce.
Right.
Who do you got?
The Jets.
I like
and the reason I have the Jets is, last couple games, Josh Allen hasn't been playing great. The Jets are still, I think, a top 5 defensive team overall, so they can still do that. From all reports, they have a lot of respect and really like the interim head coach, the defensive coordinator. And also, a lot of times when you see a guy get fired in season, the team kind of rallies around that interim head coach for a couple of games. Doesn't mean that he'll be the guy going forward and he'll get him a Super Bowl and all that, but they kind of they get rah-rah for that interim coach for a couple of games. And so I think this could be one of those games. And I think the Jets go ahead and win this and at least for the moment vindicate the dismissal of Robert Saleh. I think it's going to go bad down the road, but for the moment, it may look like the right decision.
All right, G.
The Bills.
The Bills?
Yeah.
I like it.
What, the anti-Josh Allen picked the Bills? Interesting.
Yeah, pick the Bills.
Yeah, he did pick the Bills. Okay. Now, this one is also an interesting game, right? You have Buffalo, who are currently on a 2-game slid, right? Josh Allen hasn't looked good in his last 2 games.
No.
So right now he's like, okay, I need to look good. Sorry to tell you, bro, this week is not the week you want to look good. I think you want to just tell coach, hey man, let's run the football 35, 40 times. Make sure I pass it as less as possible.
That's right.
Right. I think the Jets are upset. All right. They have something to prove, right? They have multiple things to prove. Prove that we wasn't a Robert Saleh away. All right. Defense is gonna step up like, yo, look, Aaron, it's now on you. And I think you're gonna get probably one of the best Aaron games you're gonna get this year because he wants to prove also, like, dang, all the eyes are on me. I got Robert fired.
Right.
I left Nat Hackett. He's still here. Only because he's my friend, even though we've been losing because we can't get anything done offensively, but the offensive coordinator gets to stay because he's my friend. Me, Matt. Hey, Nat, bro, we're gonna have to get it.
We gotta show
this
out
weekend. We gotta show out, man.
Yeah.
All them picks, all them players you gotta pick for us in the playoffs. We need to run those now.
Right.
Run those now.
Show
so
something.
I definitely think that the Jets are cooking up a game because you have to show out the night after, or 2 nights or 3 nights. What's it? Today's Wednesday. Okay. The week after you just fired your head coach.
Absolutely.
Right. So, I mean, we're going to get into more than Robert Saleh in the next topic here. And this is actually kind of perfect because this is the last game on our weekly pick-up.
That is perfect. That's a nice segue.
We're talking about the Jets right now. But I think, we're going to get, like I said, we're going to get more into it. I think the Jets are going to fly in this game like, yo, we got to win this game. And Buffalo, from Josh Allen, bro, run the ball 35 times and try to see if you can pick them apart with play action and pray for the best that, this defense is trying to take your head off. So, we all got the Jets except Gino. Gino has the Bills.
Surprising.
Got it.
Yeah, I looked at it because, you fire your coach and you got everybody's pretty much saying it's going to be a close one. That's when your game management come in. That's where the coaching aspect is at its best, right? Like when you got close games, challenging plays. Not saying that this guy was good because it was bad, right? But you have somebody that's, pretty much probably be a walk-on or interim coach coming in. If you're the Bills, this is definitely a must-win for you, just as much as it is for the Jets. And so, yeah, even though the defense on the field, it looks like a mismatch, you still got Josh Allen, who is in the top 10 when it comes to quarterbacks. But then Aaron Rodgers kind of canceled that out. And so the other aspects of it is like, what are they going to do on the ground, right? And is their defense going to be able to stop the Jets? The Jets haven't been putting up a lot of offense. I mean, as far as like Aaron Rodgers haven't been putting up a lot of points. And so for me, the Bill pick was just based off of that in itself. They've been playing like shit all year, and I don't think it's gonna get better because they fired a coach.
I like it. All right, guys, that's your week 6. Let us know what you guys think of our picks. Upset. Do we got any upsets this week? What's our biggest
I don't think
upset
so.
this week? I think we all picked off the line, really.
Yeah, it looks like chalk for the most part. I don't really see any upsets. I mean,
I got Jacksonville over Chicago, if you want to call that an upset.
I don't know, man.
Would we call that upset? I mean, they're 3-2, 1-4.
Last week, all the games was pretty much close last week, man, except for the ones that we knew was just going to be a beatdown. So it's like, you never know. It's any given Sunday still.
Yeah. Cleveland got cooked. That was like the only beatdown that happened last week. Some folks got cooked.
Steve has the Raiders as
Raiders over Steelers, and he's the Steeler fan. Man, I kind of want to make this bet now. He knows something that we don't.
Hey, man, you know what? I respect the fact that even though he's a Steelers fan, he can be objective about it in terms of what he sees. But I don't see that.
Yeah, no. All right, let us know what you guys think in the comments. Bruce, take it away. I believe we're going to open up the phone lines.
Definitely going to open up the phone lines. That number is in the chat, 904-219-8264, 904-219-8264. It's also scrolling on the bottom of your screen. So I'd love to hear from you. Go ahead, give us a call, and let's get it.
904-219-8264.
You crazy
voice, bro. Like, come on, man. You got one job. Literally, one job. It's just like Aaron Rodgers. You got one job.
There's something wrong with you. You know that, right?
I'm just hanging around.
Tell
me we're not gonna go on the road and beat the Raiders ever. What's your record? What's your road record against the Raiders? I want to look at that. What's the Steelers' record?
And it begins. The faith in Fields is starting to leave. Almost like clockwork, bro. We said week 6. Week 6, that's what we said. Week 6, we're gonna start seeing Russell. I thought he was gonna be in there before, but
let me see. I'm looking it up now, Steve. Give me a second.
Right? Like
right?
Steve going back to the 70s or something? Going back to the Super Bowl era? What's going on here, man?
Said, man, look it up. We do not beat the Raiders. What faith? There never was faith. G promos. You get that. Now you that. I love promise. I'm pretty sure it's probably promise.
Yeah, I think if he get benched, that might be the last time we see Fields again in this league.
The Steelers are 1-4 against the Raiders on the road between September 12th, 2004 until September 12th, 2024. So 1-4 in the last 20 years. 1-4.
Interesting stat.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right.
The Raiders are 14-12 against the Steelers all time.
Nah, Tyler, apparently not. Looks like the Steelers haven't beaten the Ravens on the road in the last 2 decades, so I guess not. All right, let's go ahead and y'all ready to do this? Move to the next topic and see what's going on with the Jets and good old Robert Saleh.
We're right on target, Bruce. We're right on target, Bruce.
Right on target.
Yeah. All right. Next up, I believe that's me. Robert Saleh dismissed yesterday from the New York Jets yesterday morning.
Correct.
Yeah, that one shocked me. When that happened, I pretty much immediately got online and did a live. I don't know if you guys caught that. If you didn't, you can check the channel here, but I gave a lot of my thoughts on that and have some more thoughts and more information came out, but I thought this was poor timing. I thought Robert Saleh, I thought he got jerked. I really thought he was done wrong on this. I'm not going to sit here and tell you Robert Saleh's Bill Belichick or Andy Reid or anything like that. I'm not telling you some super outstanding coach. I think his career record as a head coach, obviously with the Jets, is 20-36, right? So well below 500. That said, his organization hasn't exactly put him in the best situation to win in terms of getting him a quarterback. They never got him that. They got him an Aaron Rodgers who's old and now coming off a major injury, and he's not playing like he should have. We know that the owner and the GM both loved what's my guy's name? He's in Denver now. Zach, the previous quarterback, Zach Wilson. Thank you. Number 2 pick overall, I believe. They drafted Zach Wilson. He wasn't good. So it's like, what was Saleh really supposed to do? Now he's in a situation where Aaron Rodgers, and he denies it. Aaron Rodgers has a lot of I think he has a lot of power in that organization. We saw it in terms of how he got there and some of the stipulations he put in place and kind of what it's been since he's been there. But at the end of the day, Saleh's not there anymore. So this is pretty interesting. And one of the things, I actually read this, and I don't know if it was a columnist just giving an opinion or if it was like a reporter saying that this for sure had something to do with it. But I thought it was interesting. And that was, we know that, and I'm going to slightly venture into the political lane here, and then I'm going to get back out of it because I don't like doing that. However, we know that New York City has one of the largest Jewish populations in the world. And we also know that Israel is in the midst of a lot of conflict currently in the Middle East, conflict in Gaza, conflict with Iran, and now conflict with Lebanon. Now, Robert Saleh is a Lebanese American. As I mentioned, he's the first Muslim head coach in the history of the National Football League. He's the first Arab American head coach in the history of the National Football League. And while they were in, while he was over in England, I don't know if you guys noticed, he had a Lebanese flag on the sleeve of his shirt, of his Jets shirt on the sideline. When I noticed it, I was like, what is that? Is that what I think it is? So I quickly looked up Lebanese flag. Then I looked back. I'm like, yep, that's it. And so I had a feeling, I said, this may rub a lot of people in the United States the wrong way. It may rub a lot of people in New York City the wrong way, right or wrong. I'm not going to state any opinion on that. I am just going to say that we know that it did rub a lot of people in New York City the wrong way. I read some, social media comments to that effect. And I thought that was interesting. Although I think the NFL has a program that encourages people to wear, if they have, international connections or international descent, the NFL actually encourages people to wear those flags or symbolism of that international descent, on themselves on the sideline. Like the NFL is okay with that. So I thought it was interesting that he wears his, which, he is a direct descendant of Lebanon. I believe he still has family there. And so he wears that and people get upset by it. I thought that was really odd, but okay, so be it. So no one has, well, I saw the one person, but for the most part, mainstream media, and probably rightfully so, has stayed away from that and hasn't really been, what's the word I'm looking for? Hasn't really reported on that aspect of it. But I think that may have played a small role in the dismissal, probably pissed some people off with that. And it's unfortunate. But overall, this thing is, like I said, I think he was done wrong in this situation, and we'll hear some commentary that may shed a little bit of light on it. And we'll also hear from Aaron Rodgers. But before we even get to that, I want to get to my guys and get you guys' thoughts on it. How'd you feel? What did you think when you first heard the news? And do you think that the dismissal was just? Do you think it was not? Where are you on that?
Transformer, you can go.
Like anytime. Man.
Hey, I was waiting. I was like, okay, y'all gonna let me take off real quick. Okay, all right. As you guys know, long-standing Aaron Rodgers fan when he wore the green and color code gold. Okay, but the green and yellow. I've been supportive of what he's done on the field, not so supportive of what he did off the field. I say all that to say, Aaron, why you get that man fired? Right? Why'd you get the wrong person fired?
The
wrong person. You got the wrong person fired.
Right.
What are we looking at here? If I look back at these games, what was the stat line for Aaron Rodgers last game? 2 touchdowns, 3 interceptions.
One of them was a pick six.
What was the score in that game? I believe it was 2017.
23-17, 2017.
23 or 20. Yeah. I think it was 23-17.
23-20.
Something close. The game was close, right?
Right.
It seems like to me, y'all can't get it done on the offensive side of the ball.
I've been saying that.
The offensive side of the ball. So you go and get rid of the defensive-minded head coach.
That's right.
When the defense has been doing their job. They better be doing their job. I'm pulling up some numbers here. Pulling up the numbers. Defensive leaders, top 5 yards allowed. Tennessee Titans, 243.8 a game. New York Jets, 255.8. You guys are second in defensive leader in that aspect. Okay, let's move on. Sacks per game. New York Giants, 22. Minnesota Vikings, 22. Denver Broncos, 19. New York Jets, 18. So defense, I'm top 5 again, right? I look at the team's points per game, 18.6 for Aaron Rodgers. That's the worst we've ever seen. 18.6 points per game. That's the worst we've ever seen for Aaron Rodgers'
number 27
career.
or something like that. They're bad.
They're bad, bro. They're bad. Your yards versus pass, your yards per pass, 6. That's Aaron Rodgers. That's the worst. Touchdown interception ratio, 7-4. I've seen him go 45-5 in a season. This is by far your worst. Passer rating, 81.6. He's the leading. I mean, he's the NFL record holder for passer rating for a career of over 100. 81.6. That's the worst of your career. Bro, it seems like you got the wrong person out of the door. It's Nat Hackett. The man can't hack it, bro. He can't hack it. We saw what he did in Green Bay. Okay. But we saw him go to Denver and do what?
Nothing.
Okay. You saw him get fired. You come over to New York. Right now, what is he doing?
Nothing.
What is he doing for you guys offensively? What scheme is he running? Aaron Rodgers, you were successful in Green Bay because you were the system in Green Bay. Anybody can look good with you over there. Matt LaFleur somehow took the backup quarterback with his scheme and went to the playoffs. Come on now, you guys are 2-3. But I don't get what they're doing over there in New York. But Aaron Rodgers has some boys in the chokehold. He got Woody on film watching something or doing something to some freaking body for you to have the audacity. And I believe he's a liar. I'm gonna say it right now. I believe he's a liar. He didn't. I mean, you spoke with Woody, but you didn't have anything to do with Robert Saleh being fired. But Nat Hackett is still in the building right after Saleh was questioned about getting rid of Nat Hackett. So you mean tell me Robert Saleh was in conversation of getting rid of Nat Hackett, and then he got fired, but Nat Hackett is still in the building? Nah, bro. I got no reason to believe that. I don't really do narratives or nothing like that much, but come on now. Stevie Wonder can see what's going on here, brother. Stevie Wonder can see this. He can see you wanted to keep his boy. You was about to fire my boy, so guess what? Let's get you up out of here first. All right, so Woody gets you on the phone. Hey, man, what you thinking, man? Hey, if he gonna fire Nat Hackett, I'm out of here. Nah, I'm retiring after this season. You know how Aaron Rodgers like to do, man. So that whole spill that he gave, I forget what talk show he was on. What's his name? Pat McAfee show.
I got the clip from that. I'm gonna show it.
It was bullshit. He was BS. He was he was doing freaking James Harden Euro steps all around the question. Like, come on, man. If you want to believe that, then that's your prerogative. I loved Robert Saleh.
Like
known him since 2021 when he was our practice, going against our practices. I know his kids, yada yada yada. But you couldn't even get that man a hug when y'all went up 2 scores, bro. That man was just trying to celebrate. You brushed that man like, come on, Aaron, come on, man.
Yeah.
You've been trying to BS us for so freaking long, bro. So freaking long. And it's finally catching up to you because Father Time is on your ass.
Correct.
Father Time is on your ass, and you rather keep friends around versus try to get better. You already done freaking put the Jets almost in purgatory with everything you do. Let's get Alan Lazard. Let's get Randall Cobb. Let's get this guy. There was in talks of getting our old guard out of Green Bay. Now they talks of getting Devontae Adams. I'm pretty sure, bro, we're giving you everything you want, bro. We just tired of losing from the offensive side of the ball. We got rid of everything we got offensively. All right, we drafted a quarterback over and over and over, and we were failing. So guess what? We said, let's go get this future Hall of Fame quarterback, four-time MVP winner, Super Bowl champ. Let's get this guy, give this guy a defense, because we seen what Aaron Rodgers can do when his team is top 10 in defense. That's go win a Super Bowl.
That's correct.
We saw that. Right now, bro, we're not getting that.
Well, I think part of the problem is that he's not physically able to give that anymore. But even though he knows that, he doesn't want to change what he does. He doesn't want to use pre-snap motion to help identify the defense. He doesn't want to run the football, and that's to Tyler's comment. It's been reported that he doesn't want to run the football, even though he's got an outstanding young running back behind him.
Outstanding.
It's not a good look. But before I go off, G, go ahead, man. Where are you on this? What did you think when you heard that Robert Saleh had been dismissed, and you think he got the short end of the stick? What do you think?
So the Jets have been losing for a long time, right?
Long time.
I can't tell you when a long time. And
long time.
You know, the Jets has been where a lot of Green Bay quarterbacks go to move on to
Brett Favre.
Brett Favre being another name. And so they welcome these quarterbacks. They welcome the Aaron Rodgers. They knew it was a lot of turmoil. That owner knew that he was going to run into a whole lot of sassiness when it came to Aaron Rodgers. This isn't about Aaron Rodgers, right? We talking about a coach being fired for performance when there's been a lot of losing going on in the Jets. It could just, I don't believe it was performance. I think it's more of a something internal, man, that they haven't disclosed. It could have just been one of those things where they just had a heated conversation and it just got out of hand. He was like, all right, get out. Do I know if Aaron Rodgers had his hand in this? I don't, bro. Like, I really don't. I really don't.
I think he did. The timing and the other factors are just too coincidental. And so what was reported, I had originally thought, and I talked about this yesterday, I had originally been under the impression that Robert Saleh was looking to fire Nathaniel Hackett.
Yep.
But what I heard today was more so that he was looking to strip him of the play calling duties, which is essentially a demotion for an offensive coordinator, and have the quarterbacks coach, I can't remember his name, it's Todd something, but have the quarterbacks coach take over the play calling duties. And so we know Aaron Rodgers didn't like that. Now, again, I'm not going to sit here and say that Aaron Rodgers was responsible for it. It's just the timing lines up oddly. I don't know.
That's BS. He got that man fired.
Why?
Because that quarterback's coach would have probably told him, hey, bro, we're running a fucking football. We got Breece Hall.
Right.
Come on. Yeah. We were talking about this man being a top 10 running back this year.
Mm-hmm.
How are y'all last in rushing yards a game?
Yeah, that's terrible.
Last in rushing yards total.
Absolutely.
With two studs at running back.
Mm-hmm.
But Aaron Rodgers can throw the ball 50-something times?
Yeah.
That's why I picked the Bills.
Come on, man.
Right.
Like,
let's go ahead and let's hear what Aaron Rodgers had to say. He was on the Pat McAfee show today, and
BS.
At least Pat McAfee asked the question. I don't know if he followed up the way I would have, but again, Pat McAfee's not a journalist, but he did all right with it. So let's check out what he had to say.
The narrative that has been built quickly, and I think this is what happens with your life for everything you do. There's a narrative that is built, and then you either decided for a long time to kill him with indifference and not answer a narrative, or whenever you came on our program and started doing as such and started opening up more to everybody, it was like you started like kind of nipping things in the bud that have been growing for a long time. Right now, the narrative that's growing around you is that you got Coach Saleh fired because you hate Coach Saleh. You didn't give him a hug, okay? You went to Egypt and you hate the guy. Now, I would love to offer you the floor to kind of explain how yesterday went down, your thoughts on it all, and how you think we got to this point that we're at with the New York Jets organization in 2024.
Yeah, I mean, yesterday was a day that reminds you of the simple fact that all of us who played know all too well, and that's that it's a tough business. It's a beautiful profession. It's incredible. It's done so much for our lives, but it's also a really tough business. I love Coach Saleh. We have a very solid relationship. We have since, I met him in 2021 and had a nice conversation when they came and visited us for joint practices. He was a big reason why I came to the Jets. I felt like the team, was a solid team. Had a relationship with Coach Hackett, obviously, and I really liked Coach Saleh. Everything that Matt LaFleur said about him, the few interactions I've had, the times that we went against him, I just had a lot of respect for him. And so, it was just a reminder yesterday how tough the business is. I think what people can forget in this is not only is Robert a fantastic human being and a damn good football coach, he's also a family man. He's got 7 kids. He's got an incredible wife. And the business of football can be hard, not just on those of us who are playing and coaching and doing personnel things and ownership, obviously, but it's tough on the families. And I've got to know Robert's family over the last couple of years, and especially one of his kids, Adam. Adam's my little throwing buddy from training camp. Love Adam. He's an incredible, incredible kid. And, so I'm thinking there's obviously a lot of emotions, but you think about the family and the kids as much as, the people you love, your own family, who is the coaching staff and the players and what they're all going through. So, anybody who's kind of championing this decision, I would just appeal to the humanity of the situation and remind you there's other people involved. And Adam has to go to school today, possibly, or this week. And hopefully there's no, kids with poor parents who are making snide side comments to him. It's just a reminder there's a lot of things involved in this. As far as any of the ridiculous allegations out there, I'm not going to spend more than one sentence in response to it, and that is that I resent any of those accusations because they're patently false. And it's interesting the amount of power that people think that I have, which I don't. But I love Robert, and it was, one of those days.
You good, Transformer? We're back, man. Rodgers put you to sleep.
Oh, my bad, y'all. My bad, bro.
You know how you know that's phony?
We'll be in the segment.
You know how you know that's phony? Because he's trying to do so much to convince us how much he loves Saleh. Like, you don't.
Come on, bro.
All you had to do was just keep it professional. Like, listen, like he said, we know that this is a tough business. We know this is a result-oriented business. Unfortunately, as a team, we haven't gotten the results we were looking for. And a lot of times in those cases, the head coach is going to be the guy who has to fall on the sword for that. We wish Robert the best, but we've got to continue as a team to try and come together and win some of these games we know are possible. Everything's still in front of us. We've got a game that can take us to the top of the division Monday night. We're focused on that. How hard would it have been to say that? He's been in front of these cameras all these years. How hard would it be to say that? All the extras not necessary.
Bro. I like his kids. I think he has a good wife.
Yeah, what was all that?
I play football with his kid. I throw the ball with him at practice. What power do you guys think I got? I mean, if anybody thinks this way, then shame on that. Shut up. Just shut up, bro. Come on, man. I used to love you, bro. Pause. I used to love watching you play the game of football, man. But right now, bro, you throwing all that in the trash.
All that. Too much.
This
man.
This is BS that you're saying.
Yeah,
but we know you got some type of power over there. How you think Alan Lazard and Randall Cobb and them boys got over there? You have to say something. How you think Nat Hackett is still here?
Too, right?
Huh?
You know who else acts like that? Got all the power in their front like they don't.
No. Let's talk about Aaron Rodgers. All right, keep it NFL, okay? NFL, National Football League, okay? We're talking about them guys.
I'm just saying,
come on, man. But you got them boys over there.
Yeah.
Right? Y'all are not running the ball because you're telling that Hackett, bro, I need to throw this football.
Yeah.
Even though you thrived in Green Bay with guys like Eddie Lacy, Aaron Jones. You remember that, right?
I do.
You remember that? I mean, what what are you talking about? Why are we not trying to run the freaking football? Why are we throwing it 30, 40, 50 times a game? Why at the end of the game situation, I'm passing on first down, second down, third down. Okay, now I'm going to shake my head and look all crazy on fourth down because that wasn't the right route you threw. Why are we doing this, Rodgers?
Yeah.
Why are we doing this, man?
If you love his kids so much, you wouldn't have put him on the breadline.
Bro,
come on, man.
You love his kids so much, you would have got on the phone with Woody like, hey, bro, hey, no. Robert stays. Robert stays, bro.
Exactly.
Robert stays. Let's figure it out. We're 2-3. It's not the end of the world. It's really not the end of the world. If you fire Robert Saleh, it's more towards the end of the season after it's all said and done. Right? 2-3 is the game. It's not over. It's not the end, right? You're not going to get Bill Belichick right now, right? He's not going to come. He's not going to walk through that door. So ride it out with him, and you really see what the real problem is at the end of the season.
That's what I thought. I thought that he would probably gotten fired at the end of the year, but at least give him that opportunity to finish this out. Because you can clearly see you hired him for his defensive acumen, and since he's been there, those defenses have been really good. Okay,
solid, top 5.
Right. I'm not saying that he doesn't, as the head coach, you got to get some of the blame. Absolutely.
True.
But you being Woody Johnson and the GM, Joe Douglas, you all know the position you put this man in. You know, you give him Mike Tyson and not Mike Tyson, I can't remember the other, the other quarterback.
You got Mike Tyson?
And they were running through some young quarterbacks, and then of course Zach Wilson and now an old Aaron Rodgers. Like, what do you really expect?
You're not giving me a fair shake.
Yeah, and then you allow Aaron Rodgers to emasculate the coach in front of, what is he supposed to do? Help out. Real quick, see you guys in the chat. Appreciate y'all. Appreciate your interaction. Make sure you're hitting that like and subscribe button for me. Appreciate it. All right, let's go to I ain't even asked you, G, man. What are your thoughts on what Aaron Rodgers had to say? I'm sorry.
Oh no, I responded. I thought I did.
Yeah, you did.
Yeah, he put me to sleep too.
Oh, there you go. Glad to see you join us back.
Sound more like I'm sorry, right? I know this guy, but he had to go. Like,
My bad.
That's
I know he was gonna get fired.
I know it's gonna go like this,
right?
I
thought we talking about the end of the
season up a little bit. Right.
I know so fire him. You know what I mean? We cool.
Right.
I just want him to get written up or something. I ain't know he was.
Hey, I bet you he called Woody back. Hey man, whoa, right now?
Right.
Like, I thought we talking about the end of the year, bro. Like later on. Like,
right. I ain't telling you right now.
Right now, God, do you know I'm a master media manipulator, bro? What you doing, man? I can't.
Yeah.
Now how I'm gonna look at the media, bro? Woody.
Now you gonna have me go out here and lie? Come on, man. Again. Oh man. All right. So there's a show that comes on, I think was it like the 6 to 8 or 6 to 9 slot on FS1 called The Carton Show. And it's got this guy, Craig Carton. He's another New York guy. He's a former host on The Fan. I believe he's a New York guy. And he's pretty plugged in, pretty connected. And he had some thoughts on this whole situation as well. So I got two snippets from him. So we'll go ahead. We'll listen to the first one, come back and talk about it. Then we'll listen to the second one. And again, he's a pretty connected guy. So let's check it out.
You wanted to fire him after last year. Makes total sense. It was another bad season. And if you're going to clean house, that's when you clean house. When you're a game out of first place, even though it's not based on merit, you're a game out of first place, Monday night game. Why are you firing a guy that's done what you asked him to do? And that's number one, kind of quote unquote clean up the swamp. It was a cesspool that he inherited from Adam Gase. No one's going to dispute that. They won like a game before he got here, right? And he only won 4 in his first year, and then bang, 7 wins in back-to-back years without a legitimate quarterback. So if we all agree that the problem with the New York Jets this year has been the performance of the offense, we're all in lockstep on that, right?
Sure.
Then why don't you fire the guy in charge of the offense, Nathaniel Hackett? And the way this went down, and I talked to a number of people with the Jets organization yesterday, is that on the plane ride back from the loss against the Minnesota Vikings, Robert Saleh discussed with a bunch of guys on the coaching staff making a change. Not firing Hackett, but taking play calling away from him. Well, that got run up the flagpole, went to Joe Douglas, the GM, went to Aaron Rodgers, the quarterback, and de facto GM, and went to Woody Johnson. And the fact that they were going to take play calling away from Nathaniel Hackett prompted a phone call between Woody Johnson and Aaron Rodgers. I don't know who initiated that phone call, but I know they had it. Topic 1, what do you think about Hackett not calling offense? I don't like it. Okay, Robert, come into our office. You're fired. That's what happened. That's exactly what happened. So this is typical Jets crap. My only flip side of the argument is that based on the performance of the Jets, since Robert became the head coach, you can't defend him.
Right.
It's hard for me to say he's a great head coach. It's hard for me to say that he had turned it around and just let this year play out, because it's looked a lot this year like it's looked every year since Robert got the job.
And I think that's pretty fair, right? It is hard to defend him, and we talked about that. But at the same time, again, we have to look at the circumstances that Robert Saleh was attempting to work under, and that's the fact that we know his hands were cuffed, and he didn't have a quarterback. He did the best he could, and in the modern NFL, you can have an elite defense, but the modern NFL, the way it is, it really doesn't allow you to get but so far and win but so much if you don't have the quarterback.
No, man. I mean, that's true. Because what is Robert Saleh? What is his biggest genius? It's the defense. It's the defense.
That's what he does.
So if I'm having an offensive problem, talk to the offensive freaking coordinator. I'm the defensive mind. Yes, I can call all the shots. Who's running the playbook? That's Nat. That's Nat in his scheme, in his playbook. He's calling the shots. Uh-oh, was that me?
I don't think so.
Oh, Jesus Christ, that is me. Okay, my laptop was ringing. I was like, man, where's that ringing coming from? But I go back and I look at this scoreboard right here. 34-17, you guys beat Tennessee. 24-3, your defense only gave up 3 points. It's New England. Yeah, okay, let's move on. Denver, you lost 10-9. 10-9. So my genius, the head coach's genius, is getting the job done. I need my coordinator to help me out, bro. Help me out. Like what are we telling Joe Burrow to tell his defense? Bro, help me out. Help me out. I'm getting the points. Come on now. I just need some defense to at least try to win these ball games, right? We're 1-4, but we're putting up 30 points on offense, but you guys are giving up 31 on defense. Come on now, help me out.
Yeah.
Minnesota, you lose 23-17. You threw 3 interceptions. 3 interceptions, and you lost 23-17, and you still had a chance to win.
And that's why
on the offensive side of the ball. You know what I'm saying? So, like, when is the onus on the quarterback and the offensive coordinator? When my bugaboo is the best thing I do is the defensive side of the ball, man. It's true. It truly is, man. It's mind-boggling, bro. And I like Aaron, bro. I've went to bat for Aaron for over a decade. When he was wearing that green and yellow color scheme, gold. All right, it's like poking fun at that, but. Come on, man. This wasn't a fair shake. If you fire Robert Saleh, that's cool. I'm not going to advocate and say he was a great coach. But what I will say is that, dang, he didn't get a good shot at it. You get a man a good, competent quarterback. Let me see what I can do. You know what I mean? Let's switch up the coordinator. Let's see if that worked. Right? Let's see if it worked. Quarterback. I mean, you quarterback's coach. You call the plays. Let's see if we can get this thing rolling. Right? Maybe Nat Hackett just calling the wrong play at the wrong time. Let's see something, because right now my thing is the defense. We're getting it done, right? So I'm done, bro. I'm gonna let y'all spin, bro. Go ahead.
Go ahead, G.
Just spin.
So the new coach is Jeff
Ulbrich,
right? And I think he was on wax saying that the offense is basically the offensive coordinator is Aaron Rodgers, basically.
Wow.
Yeah. Yeah, well, he implied that. He didn't say it, he just implied it. He's basically the offense coordinator here. I don't know, man. Like it's a lot of drama. It's always drama with you got more drama than you do wins. Right? Like what are we supposed to do here? Right?
It's tough. And again, I'll make this point. This is right back to. A lot of people always tell me I'm wrong when I say I don't believe in giving players personnel say. I do not, and I never will. Because look, when you give players personnel say and you become beholden to the player, and if stuff is not working, then what happens? The coach gets fired, the GM gets fired. The player can't be held responsible for those decisions. And I do not like that. I never will. And I would never allow it if I was an owner. I might if I had a superstar player come to you and say, hey, we're thinking about doing this. What are your thoughts on it? Don't get it twisted. You're not making the decision. What are your thoughts on it? We may take it into consideration. I'd use a lot of conditionals in that situation because you don't want them to start thinking that they have an actual say in how things are run. Nah. We're not doing that here.
Yeah. I'm pretty sure that's not how it went against, Aaron Rodgers talking to Woody.
No,
man, what are you thinking about Robert Saleh? I think we should get rid of him. Well, he was pretty blunt. I think he need to go.
Yeah,
he's not getting along with my best friend, Nat Hackett.
So
he can't hack it.
I don't know if you guys saw the facility yesterday when this news came out. So Chase Daniels was on there, and he's like a 15-year NFL vet, backup quarterback to a lot of guys and a lot of teams. So he's got a lot of connections in the league. He says he knows for a fact that Aaron Rodgers and Robert Saleh hated each other. And he said he knows that Aaron Rodgers was involved in Robert Saleh being dismissed. He said that.
No, again,
I don't know for sure. I can't say it, but it wouldn't surprise me. It wouldn't surprise me.
Sometimes when the wall can be white, right? The wall can be white, and everybody says it's white. But you can always have that one person. Maybe it's just a hint of gray. Aaron Rodgers is that one person that thinks it's in a gray. All right, it's white, bro. It's white. We know you got that man fired. All right, but just because you wasn't on the phone, well, I didn't tell Woody to fire him. I was just making a suggestion, or maybe we need to make an a head coaching discussion, or just have a conversation with other head coaches and get their point of view of what they think of our head coach. I don't mean fire him, Woody, yet. All right, but come on, man. You had something to do with that. We talk if we're looking at the facts here, from the on-field presence, it didn't look like you like him. During off season, you didn't respect the philosophy. You didn't show up to camp. Now, all of this is you're painting a bad picture already, Aaron. You can't love a dude, you know what I'm saying, or be wanting to play for a dude when you disrespecting all the preseason rules. You know what I mean? On the sideline, you're talking, you're bashing them in press conferences. Come on, bro. You don't
if you love him like you say you did, you would show him more respect because as the leader of the team on the field, people are going to follow you. So you're absolutely right.
I would have put him on blast if I'm Pat McAfee. I'd have been like, I love his wife. What's his wife's name?
Remember Pat McAfee's his boy though.
Miss Saleh. Nah, you ain't been get away with that. What's the first name? You love her, right? I don't know nobody else I love, but I don't know their first name, bro.
That's funny. Yeah, no, it's a fact. It's a fact.
But yeah, man.
Yeah. So let's listen to the second commentary that Craig Carton from the Carton Show had. This was interesting, and then we'll come back. We'll talk about that a little bit. Then we'll wrap this topic up.
This is why I find this so problematic, and I'm going to use some video to back this up, okay?
All right, go ahead.
So the New York Jets are sitting at 2-3. Very disappointing, okay? Denver Broncos game. All right, there's your all-world quarterback, Aaron Rodgers, underthrowing Breece Hall for what would have been a touchdown, okay? Well, that's got to be Robert Saleh's fault. First and goal from the 2 after pass interference. Breece Hall and the offensive line can't get a single freaking yard. So on third down, we give the ball to our all-world quarterback. He throws it into the stands, fireman head, with the catch right there. Oh, chance to win the game. And Greg the Leg Zuerlein misses an easy 50-yard field goal. Well, that's got to be Robert Saleh's fault, right? Let's go to London. Let's go to the game against Minnesota. A chance here to steal the victory from their 38-yard line. And what happens? Well, first, an interception that gets returned for a touchdown by Rip Van Winkle. And by the way, guess who's not in the screen trying to tackle him? That's the 40-year-old Aaron Rodgers. But it gets worse than that because the New York Jets had a chance. They had a chance to win the game right there, and Aaron Rodgers overthrows Garrett Wilson by 7 yards. So if Greg Zuerlein makes the kick, okay, if Aaron Rodgers hits a wide open Garrett Wilson, the New York Jets are 4-1. That's a fact that can't be argued. That's what happened. That's how and why they lost those 2 games. So how does Robert Saleh get fired for the inability of a 4-time MVP hitting a wide-open wide receiver. Yeah. How does Robert Saleh get fired for an all-world kicker, we thought at least, Greg Zuerlein, missing a 50-yard kick at home to beat the Denver Broncos? And the answer is that he recognized the biggest problem with this New York Jets team is that Nathaniel Hackett stinks as an offensive coordinator. I didn't think so. I thought the Denver situation was more about Denver and not about him. Shame on me. Well, I was wrong. But when he goes to replace him, he forgot the cardinal rule. If you're the head coach for an Aaron Rodgers team, you didn't get it okayed by Aaron Rodgers. And Aaron Rodgers runs that franchise, not Woody Johnson, not Christopher Johnson, not Joe Douglas. And Aaron Rodgers told Woody Johnson, if you stop letting Hackett call plays, maybe I don't want to play football anymore. And Robert Saleh got fired as a direct result of Aaron Rodgers telling Woody Johnson, over my dead body, you replace Nathaniel Hackett.
So
it sounds about right.
Sounds about right. Again, we don't know who or what his sources are. So I want to make sure that we're clear and we're saying we're not directly accusing Aaron Rodgers. I'm not directly accusing Aaron Rodgers of getting Robert Saleh fired. That said, the timing looks awful suspicious, and now we're hearing more than one person in the sports media who's connected saying that was the case. So, I think we'll just we'll leave that where it is. I think it's very interesting. Are
you trying to save face in your channel by not saying that he's a liar?
I'm saying I like evidence, right? And since I don't have any, is it really fair of me to?
So right now, it's not you don't know any factual information, correct, right? So you don't know whether something was said, whether something was done, but you're getting feedback from sources that said this was done. That's not good enough for this topic, correct?
Well, I'm not getting feedback from sources. I'm just talking about what's being said. That's all I'm saying. Yeah.
Okay. Because okay.
Yeah.
All right.
So yeah, I just you know me. I try to be careful about what I say without real evidence. You know what I mean? So
no, I got you.
Yeah.
That boy Nino came in hot about them Steelers. Mike Tomlinson. Yeah. Okay.
Whoa.
We'll resign if you don't make it.
Nino, what's good, brother?
Man, that's a hard take, bro.
Right? He woo. Dang. Okay, Nino. All right, man. All right.
Yo, he is a Steeler, so I'm gonna let him roll with his. What's up with these Steelers bashing their own franchise right now?
You know what?
You got Steve upset. You got Nino upset coming in.
I respect that the Steeler fans can be objective, though. I respect that.
But we know some Ravens that don't.
But some of them.
Y'all need to have a mentoring session with G over here, boy.
Let me ask you a question. When was the last time you on Pick'em that you picked another team to beat outside of your Packers?
That's a good point.
I mean, what are we talking about here? Matter of fact, I think I did.
You know what I'm talking about, Bruce. You heard the question, didn't you, Bruce?
I don't see what that has to do with being objective. I'm gonna always root for them to win, right?
When was the last time you picked another team?
It's only been 5 weeks, sir. And they should be 5-0. It's not like we went out there and got cooked. Okay. We're battling every game. Philly, it was a nail biter.
Yeah.
We got two games in a row. You know what I mean? Like, come on, man.
Got him.
I'm right there with you, bro. Right there with you.
I mean, but look, funny. Wait, Bruce picked Green Bay every week too.
I don't pick them every week, man. I pick them when I think they're gonna win. I don't pick them every week.
The only week you didn't pick them was we both didn't pick Green Bay. I think it was the
first week. Yeah,
the second week because Jordan Love didn't play. So I didn't pick Green Bay in week 2. So thank you. Okay, I'm objective. All right. But that was it. Other than that, I'm picking Green Bay.
That's it.
Oh my goodness.
That was it. That was it, bro.
Wild. All right, let's do this. All right, cool. Any last comments about this Aaron Rodgers and Robert Saleh topic? it's terrible, but
yeah, I mean, it's terrible. It's unfortunate. Like I said, I would have wished that Robert Saleh got a fairer shake. Seeing that, you know, what you're there for, what you're good at. I'm top 5 in. Like my team is top 5 in. Right now we have an offensive problem, and we didn't address the offensive problem. We just got rid of me. Like, I just didn't like that. I didn't like that, especially when, like I said, we're losing games on the offensive side of the ball. We lose a game by a field goal. We could have won that game. We lose a game because Aaron Rodgers couldn't, you know, will us in like he did in Green Bay. You know, he couldn't get us in the end zone, but yet my defense made the stop to give us this opportunity. You know, I just don't like it, man.
All right, cool. All right, so y'all know what time it is. Got the number in the chat, 904-219-8264. It's also scrolling on the bottom of your screen there. So go ahead, give us a call. Give us your thoughts on this whole Aaron Rodgers thing. You heard where we are on it. You heard our feelings and kind of you also heard Aaron Rodgers' commentary, and you also heard Craig Carton of The Carton Show. There's a lot of other stuff I was listening to and reading today, but obviously I couldn't play everything I heard from you know, all over the internet for you. But yeah, I don't like it. Not saying that Saleh couldn't have been fired at the end of the year. That's what I expected, but I just thought this was too early, and I thought he didn't get a fair shake. But a lot of people also say life is not fair, or fair is a place where they judge pigs, right? So just, you know, it's about how you look at it. Damn. Oh, that's messed up, Tyler. I ain't never been in no Ravens parades. That ain't cool, man.
You're not you can't.
Wow. It's not cool, man.
You can't claim a Super Bowl as a fan because you didn't go to the parade. What?
When the Ravens won in 2013, I was in Korea serving our country, man. That's not fair. You can't do that. That's not cool.
Hey, no love for the military. You know, we on deployment and all everything. Like, man, you didn't make the parade. You can't claim a Super Bowl.
2,000. I'll give you 2,000. I was, you know, I didn't get there. I'll give you that. 2013, that's not fair, bro. Can't do me like that.
Now, 2010, I was on my homeboy couch. I think we just got off deployment. Matter of fact, we just got off deployment. I'm on my homeboy couch. I had my green bandana. I had my drink in my hand, and I was watching Aaron Rodgers win the game.
Yep. All right. Well, it looks like we're not going to get any calls on this one. So, all right. Before we move on to the next topic, y'all, make sure you go ahead and you click that like and subscribe button on the YouTube page. Make sure you go to the YouTube page, not the Facebook. Click that like and subscribe. Really appreciate it. Make sure you share the show out, man. Let's get some more people in the chat and more people aware of the channel. We got a lot of content here. We work hard on bringing y'all, and yeah, it's a lot of good stuff. So make sure you're sharing the channel to sports fans who want to hear a different voice than the stuff you hear in the mainstream sports media. All right. Ooh, here we go. I think some people might have been waiting for this topic, fellas. What y'all think?
I'm curious about the topic. I don't even know what we're about to talk about. So
you know what we're about to talk about, man. I sent you the B-roll in the chat, man.
Oh, wait, did you?
Yeah, man.
What?
Hey, I sent you all that earlier.
We communicate before the show. What?
That's what we're doing, huh? All right. All right. So, aside from military service, wait, what was that? Aside from military service, I'd fly into BWI to be at the parade. Nothing would stop that. No offense to those who went. All right. Oh, okay. I got you. If you weren't
if you wasn't alive, that's different. Lead with that, Tyler.
Yeah.
Right? Lead with that. I say that about all them Dallas Cowboy fans, man. We won all them championships back in the 90s, but you were born in 97. That means you've been a loser all your life.
Damn.
I said that my little brother's a Dallas Cowboy fan, so I'm gonna save this clip for him. I love you, John.
So I'm saying you didn't. So that means I don't get all those Celtics in the 60s, and you don't get all those Showtime Lakers either, do you?
Nah, but I do get 6 championships since my arrival on Earth. So I mean, I can say that.
Maybe
6.
What I got? 78. So 3. I got 5. I got 5 since I've been alive.
6.
I'll take that
to 5. All right, go ahead.
18 better than 17. But anyway, let's do this, man.
Hey, Tyler said you can't claim that goddamn 18. Okay, you can't claim it. You wasn't alive.
Fair enough. All right, man. Let's get to it. So here, third topic of the night, obviously, Stephen A. Smith, man. This dude, it's so funny, man. He continues, like, obviously he knows where the bread is buttered. This guy continues to carry the water for LeBron and Clutch. And it's just like some of the stuff he says is just crazy, right? And where am I going with this? So obviously we know that Bronny James was drafted in the second round, pick 55 in the last NBA draft. We also know that his dad made that happen so that they could play together on the same team. Cool. We've had this talk before. I have said from the beginning that in my estimation, this was never about Bronny. This was all about LeBron and his legacy and the photo op. And that doesn't mean he doesn't love his son. Of course, we know he loves his son. That doesn't mean he doesn't want the best for his son. Of course, he wants the best for his son, right? Most fathers do. That said, I've said from the beginning that I felt like LeBron, being the most self-centered superstar we've ever seen, probably in any sport, the reason that he was so adamant about this happening before he retired is because he wanted it to add to his legacy, especially for, you know, his freaking fan base, so that they could say, well, he was so good for so long that he could play with his son. Jordan never played with his son. You wouldn't believe how many places online I've seen. Well, did Jordan play for his sons? Jordan could have gotten his sons in the league. He could have pulled that off, but, you know, that's not how he was moving. But anyway, it's not about Jordan. But the point is, now we see that we saw Bronny. Excuse me, I forgot his name for a second. How could I forget his name, right? Anyway,
I don't know. It's literally a repeat.
I know, right? It's literally on repeat. So we saw Bronny get drafted. We saw him go through the summer league. What a big deal that was. Then, of course, a couple weeks back, or last week, was it? We saw him go through the whole media day thing, which got us into a long and protracted discussion / debate on this show about that and what a father would and should do, and you know, what makes a good father, blah blah blah, all this stuff, right? So we got into all of that, and Stephen A. Smith, I think yesterday, was on First Take, and he and Shannon were talking about it, and basically, you know, giving props to LeBron for doing what he did, getting his son drafted, getting his son into the league. And like I've said from the beginning, I don't truly believe that this is Bronny's dream, right? Bronny, I think he's under some pressure because he's got his father's name. His father built this empire. This is what his dad wants. He's been hearing this since he was in 8th grade, that his dad wants to play with him in the league. So there's that subliminal conditioning, right? I think no matter what we think, we can't argue that. Dino, what's good, brother, man? Thank you so much. Appreciate the super chat, fam. Appreciate you always. Trust me, I am very sure that young disciple is listening, and I'm sure we're gonna get a call from him. and I love that because he's so passionate, and that's what we need are those different voices on the channel, man. That's awesome. E, what up? What up, Hellhound? What's good, bro? Good to see you in here, fam. G, you see who's in the chat, man?
Yeah, I see him.
Yeah,
what's going on, bro?
Right there. Always for life. But yeah, where were we? So this whole thing, if we remember, Bronny said it openly in the media, you know, it's never been my dream to play with my dad. It's always been his dream. So we know what that is, right? And so again, I think there's some media pressure, there's James family pressure, there's LeBron, his dad pressure, there's I've got this guy's name pressure. There's a lot going on there. Does that mean he doesn't love playing basketball? No. Does that mean that he maybe didn't eventually want to be in the NBA? Probably not. But at the same time, with all that pressure, maybe he didn't want to be in the NBA. I'm not saying he did or he didn't. It's just worth thinking about, right? With all that kind of pressure, maybe he says, yo, I just want to do something else, man. I'm hooping and I like hooping, but it doesn't mean everything to me like it did to my dad. It's not everything. It's not my way out. I grew up rich, right? So anyway, Stephen A. had some comments to make that really rubbed me the wrong way. Pause. Talking about, well, let's hear him, and then we'll come back and discuss it, because I'm sure you're all going to have a lot to say, and so will I.
But yesterday was particularly special because we were all witnesses to history. It happened at the start of the second quarter when Bronny, LeBron's son, checked into the game and joined his father on the basketball court. This marked the first time in history that a father and son played together in an NBA game. Now, here's the deal. I've noticed, I'm sure y'all have noticed, that many people have been critical of the fact that Bronny is on the team to begin with. But guess what? I'm not one of them. I want to say this because it's important to point this out, okay? I will be critical of LeBron James when it's called upon. He is not the GOAT in my estimation. It will always be Michael Jordan when compared to him. I have LeBron at number 2. That's number 1. The other part about all of this is that, you know what? You want to shoot jump shots instead of going to the hole. You're reticent or hesitant to get to the free throw line in critical moments. I'm going to get on him about that too, which I have in the past. No need to do that now because he ain't scared to do that anymore the way he was earlier in his career. But it doesn't negate the fact that this is one of the greatest players to have ever played the game of basketball. He is on the Mount Rushmore of basketball. And on top of it all, what he has done for the game is immeasurable. And my appreciation for LeBron James and our appreciation collectively as basketball fans should always be, as he would state, surreal, to say the least. It is a damn travesty that you got people running their damn mouths, acting like it's a problem that he got his son on the team. We're now learning, based off of numerous reports that have come out the last few days, that the Golden State Warriors were contemplating grabbing Bronny James at the 52nd overall pick, but passed on doing so in order to respect the wishes of LeBron James, because they knew that the Lakers had the 55th pick and that LeBron James was going to make sure that the Lakers grabbed him. Ladies and gentlemen, LeBron has earned this. Bronny has something to prove. Bronny has something to earn. He's got to put forth the work and the effort over a lengthy period of time to show that he's worthy of being in the NBA. All of that is true. But in terms of the skids being greased, pardon the phrase, so Bronny James could be on the Lakers as opposed to another NBA team, why is that a problem? Coaches do that. Executives do it. There's a whole host of folks throughout the world of sports that facilitate things, that engage in a level of nepotism that we all notice because it's flagrantly obvious. Are you kidding me? LeBron James has earned it. He has earned our respect, our reverence, our deference, our appreciation for us to look at something that he wants and say, excuse me, can we do that for him? Yes, we can. Not just the Lakers, but NBA fans everywhere. Yes, we owe it to LeBron James to be receptive and courteous enough to appreciate the fact that he wanted to wear the same uniform, playing on the same basketball court as his son, and that he did what he could to make that happen. If he were not so great, if he were not so phenomenal, if he was not such a winner, he would not have been able to pull this off.
Talk your shit, Stephen A. Go ahead, Bruce. What you got, man?
Y'all first.
Talk your shit, Stephen A. Okay.
This is your Lakers, bro.
Huh?
You
gonna let me start?
Yeah,
okay.
These your Lakers. These your Lakers they talking about.
Hey, man, listen. I like how it's always a problem when somebody finally says something decent about LeBron. If you look at Stephen A. Smith, right, and let me finish, Bruce. You giving me the
I didn't say anything. I didn't say anything.
If he was born that way, then stay ugly over there. All right?
You do it all the time, man.
I'm waiting for y'all. I'm waiting for y'all. Damn, I didn't say anything. Go ahead.
Your face said it all, man.
That's okay, but I'm letting you speak. I didn't interrupt you.
Listen, whenever something happens in the regular season, right, Stephen A. is always there to criticize LeBron, right? Stephen A. does. Stephen A. criticizes LeBron when he doesn't take the last shot. He criticizes LeBron if he decides to pass the ball. Stephen A. clearly has a double-sided sword when it comes to talking about LeBron. But if you hear about what this man said, right, he said the same thing that I said the last segment. He's talking about the fact that that man did what he had to do to get his son next to him on that bench, right? He's applauding that. He's acceptive of, hey, Bron, you got a son. Your son, watch your son come up from a baby, dribbling that basketball on the court, come up on that court. Now he has the ability to grab his son. Yes, people poach to get their kids and stuff in these higher up positions every single day. So he's like, yo, look, I would have did it too. Stephen A. said it. Stephen, I would have did it too. That's what Stephen A. really saying, because Stephen A. got a kid. He's like, yo, you want this job? Cool. All right, we're going to do this, A, B, and C, and D, and we're going to make sure you get this job, right? I like what Stephen A. said, man. I mean, that's clearly what I've been saying all along. It's a good thing, like, bro. It's a positive thing. What's negative about this man getting his son in the league, bro? I don't see nothing negative. He's the 55th pick. If this man was drafted in the first round, I would be singing a different tune. I'll be singing a different tune. He's literally 5 picks away from being undrafted, bro. 5 picks. Literally. That's the difference, right? I'm not finna, talk crap and do this whole charade of going back and forth on whether or not he deserved it. That is soon to be found out, because we don't know if any 55th pick deserves it ever in NBA history. We ain't looking at the 55th pick to be the next LeBron James, the next I almost said Ronnie Coleman, Jesus Christ, Ron Harper, anybody that's been at elite level, right? So I like what he said, man. He's saying what I said. Hey, that boy got his son on there. Hey, I'm proud of that. Cool. That's it, man.
Go ahead, G.
All right. So first and foremost, Michael Jordan is my GOAT, right? I got to put that disclaimer out there first and foremost.
Stephen A. did say that too. That's his GOAT, right? Respect.
Yeah. I said it first, right? Like, but the last show we had, we kind of shared similar sentiments when it came to, LeBron and his son playing on the same team. Like, I've always been hypercritical of LeBron and his gameplay, but now I kind of see at the end of the road with his career. If he'd have tried to do some stuff like this maybe 5 or 10 years ago, granted that couldn't happen because his son, is 19, I think, something like that. That couldn't happen. But let's say, for instance, it did. Yeah, if it did, I think then it would probably burn everything down. But because he's on his way out and he's doing it, it's almost as if he's passing the torch to his son, right? He's pretty much, hey, stand here so we can take this picture. Move here, so we can take this picture. So for them, it's almost like that victory lap for him, right? That he's do the things that he's doing right now. I always said that the reason why I believe that this is a great thing for him is because his son had heart condition, right? And he almost freaking died, right, on a basketball court. And so if the kids still want to play and you got the influence to do it, Rich Paul pretty much got the NBA on lock, right? He has the NBA on lock. And so they made a deal. They got it done. That's what it is. That's all I got with this one, though. That's the only thing I had. Stephen A. kind of did a really good job of kind of amplifying things that we said already, right? About the son, but he kind of targets some of the media by saying, how dare you, like, speak up. And so I think that's what really is fanning the flames on this, because that a lot of people don't agree with it. But there are some people that do. So that's all I got.
Hey, first of all, before we go any further, man, shout out, it's Sid Bubba.
That's what I was about to do.
Chat.
Appreciate
man, we appreciate it.
Appreciate you. That's love.
Any moment, Bruce finna get hot enough, that freaking Wi-Fi finna go out again.
That Wi-Fi, that router will smoke. He about to smoke that router, yo.
Get cooked. Sid Bubba, you don't know you doing this man a service, right?
We $20 away from a new router, man. We $20.
Facts. Appreciate you, Sid Bubba. Thank you for the love and the support, man. Definitely appreciate
you.
What up, B? Good to see you. Good to see you. Yes, you're absolutely right. LeBron is flaunting Bronny for the father-son, same team, to draw more attention to himself. That's what I have said.
How can you draw more attention when you got it all already?
Nah. He always needs more. Just like his teammates, he always needs more. But that's cool. That's cool. So first, let me respond to something G said here, right? And this is something I didn't actually get back to last time we were having this discussion. So G has been consistently mentioning heart condition. How are you missing the opposite side of that heart condition argument? And the opposite side is this. When I say LeBron is the most selfish superstar we've ever seen, the most self-centered, most narcissistic, egotistical, y'all push back on that. Cool. But you keep bringing up heart condition. He almost died hooping, right? You said that, right? I want to make sure I got that correct, right?
Yeah.
Heart condition, he almost died hooping. So that said, for his own legacy and legend, he's going to put his kid possibly in harm's way again, a kid who almost died hooping with a heart condition, which we've acknowledged. He gonna push him back out there again because this is what he wants. I want my son to play with me. So you don't see anything wrong with that. You keep bringing up heart condition and almost died.
I think he
but
had
you
to
only
be
leaving it at one side.
Too, Bruce. I think he had to be cleared to play, Bruce.
Of course, he had to be cleared to play, but Reggie Lewis got cleared to play too.
I'm just telling you the facts.
And I'm telling you the facts. Reggie Lewis got cleared to play, died on the court. Frank Gathers got cleared to play, died on the court. Both of these guys, heart conditions, right? They love the game. Heart conditions, almost died, right? They did die. Mm-hmm. So the point I'm trying to make, as you keep referencing the heart condition, which I'm not even going to say you don't have a point. That's not what I'm saying. I'm saying how you only seeing one side of this. You seeing this?
Well, I mentioned the heart condition. And I mentioned Reggie Lewis. Was Reggie Lewis?
Reggie Lewis, yes, sir.
Yeah. I mentioned him last time we had this conversation, and so I see what you're doing. You're going on the other side of it. I say this, man. Like if he wants to play, he's a grown man, right? Mm-hmm. He can say no to his father. He's a grown man.
No, he can't. I don't think he can.
The same way Reggie Lewis suited up the love of the game. He knew he had a heart condition way before he died on the basketball court. Mm-hmm. Rest in peace, right? But at the same time, he knew that. But for the love of the game, he still wanted to play basketball, and so that's what he did. That's just for this sport. These guys look at themselves as warriors, right, of the sport. Mm-hmm. And so like the way we paint them these guys are warriors. They shoot up and they play regardless. But you saw some of the pictures that I sent you or memes I sent you with guys playing with neck braces and shit like that back in the day. And so that was a sign that you were tough. That you were tough, right? I don't want to get away from the point. The point is that Stephen A. kind of doubled down on the Bronny and LeBron father-son duo on the basketball court. He didn't really say they was going to win anything. We don't know. He still might not get out of preseason, bro.
And just because he said it don't mean he was right. And I got a bunch of notes that I made while he was talking because I wanted to make sure I remember the stuff. But go ahead.
Wi-Fi gonna get smoked.
Let's respond to Brandon Bryce because I'm not going to let Bruce slide with just putting post up here, right, bro?
I'm just saying he's right
about the father-son, same team. We've already seen it with Ken Griffey Sr. and Jr. Why is this time so special? Are we serious about that question?
Dead serious. Ken Griffey was better than Bronny will ever be.
Like, was he the top 5 player in baseball?
Ken Griffey?
Ken Griffey Sr.
Senior. No.
Wasn't he? He wasn't. So he wasn't a face of baseball at all, right?
No.
Okay.
No.
Is LeBron?
Yes.
The current face of basketball.
I think I'd argue that. Yes.
Probably, arguably in the GOAT conversation. Is Ken Griffey Sr. in the GOAT conversation?
No.
Come on now. Let's not be dumb.
No, but the difference is
we know why it's special.
Ken Griffey Jr. was way better than Bronny James will ever be. Ken Griffey Jr. was
we found that out when?
No.
We found that out when?
No. They knew that from the beginning. This wasn't any. We hope we can see. Like with Bronny, we hope that we can see him maybe one day possibly become an all-star or an all-defensive guy, right? Everybody knew Ken Griffey Jr. was different. He was special. He was that guy. So that's different.
So at the time, the Griffey name didn't have really not much merit to it on the same level as the James name. Can we agree on that?
Well, it's two different sports,
though. I think the merit is flipped. Because I'm not mistaken, I'm not a baseball guy, and I'm not going to go too much further into this. But if I'm not mistaken, Ken Griffey Jr. coming into the league was coming into Major League Baseball with the same type of fanfare LeBron James came into the NBA with, if I'm not mistaken.
But not what he has now.
Was that special.
But not what he has now.
No. But that's what I'm saying.
That's my point.
It's flipped. But what Brandon is saying is that we've seen the father-son thing before, so it's not like it's brand new. We haven't seen it in the NBA, but I totally get what he's saying.
So that's another reason why
you got one that was great and one that wasn't. It's the same thing you're going to have with the James gang. One that's great and one that isn't. So exactly. Thank you, B. It doesn't matter. It's the same thing in reverse. They knew Junior was that dude. So it's all right. But let's move on because.
But the question was like, why is it so hype? I mean, duh. That's why. That's what I'm saying. That's why it's hype. James is by far one of the greatest players of his generation. He played the game long enough, and I'm not putting up stats and boosting LeBron, but he played long enough to where he's still fucking good. And his son is in the league. That's why it's so special to the NBA. And of course, the NBA is going to market it that way because guess what? They're going to get revenue off of this.
Yeah.
So of course, it's going to be special.
I get the money piece. But what really got to me was, and it's the same insinuation that if you don't see it the way, you guys see it, or a lot of other people see it, oh, you're a hater and this, that, and the third. But cool. Let me address some of Stephen A's specific points here. Okay. So he says we're going to witness the history, right? And definitely to your point, Transformer, as a Lakers fan, I get it. And I'm not going to say this again, but I love it for you. I love that you guys are going to make history once again, because what do I always say? When the Lakers are great and the Celtics are great, it makes basketball great, right? So I have no problem with that. Yeah. Obviously, we want to beat you guys on the floor, but I love it when you guys are great and we're great at the same time. So that's wonderful for the sport. So I got no issue there. So I totally get why you love it, right? But like you look at this, and for instance, this is, to me, I always talk about how selfish LeBron is. Go ahead and tell me, when's the last time you saw LeBron anywhere near pressuring an inbounds pass, right? You know what that was? Come on, let's get this photo op. That's what that was. You know what I'm saying? LeBron hasn't been near the inbounds pass in years, but he made sure he got down there next to my son. So, this is surreal. Let me get this picture, right? That's what it is. So, like, let's stop it. But that's cool. That's cool. That's the first point I'm trying to make when Stephen A is talking about making history, because again, this is more about LeBron than it is about Bronny, and no one is ever going to be able to convince me otherwise. Why? Because of what we've seen for the last more than 20 years. But cool, moving on. Now, why did Stephen A have to announce, well, I'll be critical of LeBron at times? Why? Because everyone acts like it's such an earth-shattering, meteoric event if someone is critical of LeBron. Why is he the only person, him and now his son, that we can't be critical of? Why? We got to stop this. It's absolutely ridiculous. So he has to announce, well, I'll be critical at times, but not today. Really? Why not? Why not?
I think he's saying that because he's saying, like, hey, I criticize him when it's due, and I also give him praise when it's due. That's what he's saying. He's like, yeah, I'm here to tell you, Michael Jordan is my GOAT. Let me go ahead and start off with that. So there's no, I'm always going to bash that conversation. He hasn't done nearly enough to pass Jordan. So F all the Jordan conversation when you talk about GOAT, period, when it comes to LeBron James, right? But he's also saying, like, hey, like, I'm not just being a LeBron fanboy. I cooked this man too. I cooked this man on my show. I cooked him. So, but at this point, I'm going to give him praise because I like to see what's happening right now in front of me. Go ahead, Bruce.
He doesn't cook him. He responds when he's got no choice, when it's certain things are so obvious. He doesn't cook LeBron. He does everything he can possibly do to avoid being critical of LeBron. When it's super obvious and he has to say something, he'll say it, but he doesn't cook LeBron. We got to stop that. Deontay Oscar, what's good, man? I think you're new to the chat. Make sure you click that like and subscribe. Most hated basketball player of all time. Yeah, I got to disagree with you on that, buddy. That sounds ridiculous because I guarantee you nobody ever broke in LeBron's house, broke his trophies up, crapped in his bed, and smeared defecation on the wall. So we can stop all this most hated basketball player of all time crap. I'm so sick of hearing this nonsense when it comes to LeBron. All right? LeBron,
you saying that because he got better security that you can't get into his house and do that?
LeBron never went anywhere and couldn't stay in the same freaking hotel that his teammates stayed in, or couldn't eat in the same restaurant that his teammates ate in. Most hated basketball player of all time. We got to stop this. We got to stop this. I don't care if you weren't alive then. It doesn't change the truth of what the truth is. All right? So there's that. All right? Who is? The great Mr. Russell is the most hated basketball player of all time. Let's try that. You can go do your research. I don't have to tell you about it.
It was racist era back then, but I get what you're saying.
But that's what it's disingenuous. Oh, LeBron, the most hated No, he's not. He's also the most loved. And if we're going to say that, okay, fine. He's the most loved basketball player of all time, too, for whatever strange reason. But anyway, moving right along. And I'm just going down the line with the notes I took while Stephen A was talking. All right. Stephen A says, we must respect him and revere him and give him whatever he wants for all that he's done for the game. Let's be real here. Let's be real. What realistically has he done for the game? He's made the league a lot of money. But what has he really done to improve the game? He started this player empowerment era that really has hurt the game. What has he honestly done to improve the game? You tell me all that he's done for the game. I'll wait.
He said that, not me. What are you asking us for?
Oh, okay, cool. So I'll go right on.
You're replying to Stephen A, not us, man.
Oh, okay, cool. No, I'm just obviously, because since y'all are on the same team with him right now, it's all good because you got this whole everything he's done for the
parts
game.
of what he said and agree with it. I didn't agree. You didn't hear me repeat what you're talking about now, but go ahead.
Well, that's because I took notes. That's because I don't play around with this stuff. I take notes while people is talking because I got a bad short-term memory. I'll forget stuff when I'm responding. All right, next. So he says, "Oh, people got the nerve to run their damn mouth." And what? Wait a minute. Hold on. To quote the great John Amos, Cleo McDowell, "This America, Jack." All right. How about that? I can say what the hell I want to say. This is America. You're telling me now I don't have the right to my opinion because it's dissenting from yours? Are you serious, bro? Are you serious? Stephen A must be out his damn mind. Tell me I, a grown man, college educated, father of two, husband for how many years, right? So I served my country and all that. Matter of fact, all three of us served our country. Why? So we can have the rights that we have, right? So I can come on here and talk my ish, as you say, right? I can say what I want to say, within reason, of course. So now, because my opinion when it comes to LeBron may be dissenting, I got to close my damn mouth? I can't talk? Man, you must be crazy, Stephen A. Why? Because I'm not taking them clutch checks like you are? Nah, bro. Nah, we're not having that. This is America. I can say what I want to say. And what I'm saying is he's the most selfish, egotistical superstar we've ever seen. And that's true. You can love him as a player, and that's gravy. But nobody can deny that he makes move after move, which if you look at it objectively and fairly throughout his career, it's because he's selfish. And that's cool. All right, cool. Next up, LeBron has earned this, Stephen A said. What? He has earned the right to manipulate situations in the game? Really? He's earned that? Like, what exactly has he earned, right? Because we talk about it. Michael Jordan had two sons who played Division I basketball and were both better than LeBron's son. He could have gotten his sons, at least one of them, I think. He could have gotten them into the league. He never did that, right?
Yeah, the one that slept with pimping wife. Right. I mean, pimping baby mom.
Yeah, that was whatever Marcus, I believe. Think about this, right?
Marcus, yeah.
So think about this. When it comes to it, Michael Jordan, he could have gotten, he tried to get one of his, I think the same Marcus, I think one of his sons at least, he tried to get him to play for North Carolina. Obviously, we know Michael Jordan's the most famous Tar Heel ever. Cool. He tried to get him to play there. You don't think he could have pulled and used his influence to get him on that team? You don't think so? But Roy Williams told Michael, sorry, he's not, he's not good enough. And Michael accepted that. Why? Because he loves and respects the game more than himself. The game means more to him than him. LeBron is all about him. He's not about the game. He's about what the game has done and will continue to do for him. He's not about the game, right? Again, not my opinion. All we have to do is watch what we've seen from this guy for the last 22 years. This is not my opinion. All you have to do is go back and look. And that's one thing about me. I don't make stuff up. Oh, Steve, great point. Great point. Okay, there we go. Shaq's son had a heart condition also. He didn't leverage his kid a roster spot on the Lakers. He didn't. And guess what? His son was better than Bronny. Yes,
he actually was on the Lakers, but go ahead.
No, he played on the Lakers G League squad. I don't know if he ever actually suited up for the Lakers, but I think
he had to stop playing because of his heart too.
So that's the point, right? Shaq didn't push it and say, "Oh, my son got to get a spot and my son got to come out here and play." He didn't do all that, right? Why?
He got him a look
because he knew what his son had a heart condition, right? G, you like pushing the heart condition thing. He had a heart condition,
but his son said he wanted to keep playing, so that's why he still kept going.
I understand.
So we're gonna bash Shaq like we bash. I mean, like you want to talk about LeBron?
You're not
take your son out of the situation.
You're not understanding what I'm saying. He didn't push it. His son decided that he wanted to play. LeBron.
So how we know Bronny isn't doing that? Because you didn't see him say it.
Because we heard Bronny say, "This is his dream, not mine." We heard
Bronny play together. It's his dream. That man never said I didn't want to play basketball. That's two different things, bro. Two things can be true.
What I'm saying is he said that it's his dad's dream to play together. Now, I don't know.
To play together. That's his dad's dream.
Yes. And that's
that had nothing to do with him saying, I want to play the game of basketball. Okay, cool. I want to be in the NBA.
Cool. So I want to play the big. Let's say that that's the case. He wants to play the game of basketball. He wants to be in the NBA. Then why did LeBron still push it and make sure everybody knew him? Don't draft him. Why? Because LeBron Sr., wanted to make sure that LeBronny was there playing with him. And why is that? Why? Not for Bronny, for LeBron.
You don't think
you did the same thing? Go ahead, G.
You don't think none of this was part of like an NBA plan?
No, this is not the NBA plan. This is LeBron's plan.
This has to be part of the NBA plan.
I'm pretty sure NBA got that
shit.
I mean,
I'm not going to say the NBA doesn't love it. I'm not going to say the NBA doesn't love it. Of course they do. Why? They got everybody in the world from small channels like mine to freaking Stephen A. Smith, Shannon Sharp, and everybody else talking about it, right? So, of course, they love the publicity. And listen, don't get me wrong. As much as I'm sitting here talking about it, saying I'm against it, guess what? Opening night, what channel will my TV be on? Whatever channel that game is on, right? Because why? We have to watch it. It's a major sports story. We got to cover it. We got to talk about it. I get it. All I'm saying is I did not like at all the way Stephen A. Smith came at people as if no one is allowed to have a dissenting opinion. And I thought it was absolutely absurd the way he's going to sit here, carry LeBron's water and lie to us and tell us that LeBron has done so much for the game, which again, no one's been able to kind of even explain to me what that is, right? And lie to us and tell us why LeBron should have whatever he wants and how he's really and how he has earned the right to do whatever. All right, so here's another thing. Y'all remember when especially G was saying how basically every father he knows would do the same thing. And he was saying how he thinks that's a good thing for fathers to do, right? And I'm like, well, no, not every father, because I wouldn't do it. And I believe in making my son earn things, right? So this is interesting. I'm going to play this little clip here. You won't see it on the screen, but because I didn't make the thing. But I'm going to play this little clip and you guys will hear it. And I think it's interesting. So I was on YouTube and oddly enough, a parenting podcast came across my timeline. I don't know how it came up. And it had to do with LeBron and Bronny. But this is interesting. So check it out and then we'll come back and respond to it. Go ahead, start that up.
You remember we did our videos a few months ago, and the question I asked or proposed was that LeBron, the father, take the emotion out of whether you like him as a basketball player and his dynasty or not. Was he doing the right thing for his son, Bronny, by highly lubricating the slide to the NBA and getting him on the Lakers with a big contract, and now he's going to be a teammate? Two things as we come into training camp. One, the rumor is he'll be on the G League team for the Lakers to get playing time, which is, for those that don't know, kind of like the minor league team. Even though he signed a pro contract, they can put him in the minor league basically to work on his game, which I think would be great. Just take the spotlight off him, let him actually become a better player and see if he can play in the NBA based on his skill set, not who his father is. But the other thing that kind of triggered me a little was, if you don't agree that LeBron has done the right thing, you're a hater. And that's coming from LeBron with what he puts out in his pictures with his kid and his speeches. And I found that as a father, if you're just giving a critique or an opinion on, hey, how much should I help my son along in life, you know, the nepotism part or the skill part to get a job, if you say, like I did, well, I don't think I'd go that far, crossing the line as putting him on the court type thing. It's one thing to make a phone call or get him a workout or pull a string, but I would not have gone that far. You're a hater. So that's an interesting kind of narcissistic gaslight, where if you don't agree with LeBron's decision and Savannah, his mother's decision on this route, then you hate them. And I found that interesting, because generally when people call you a hater and you're using parent logic and father opinion, then there's something where they know maybe what they did isn't right? Because they can't debate you on the fact or why. They'll just call you a hater and move on, which, by the way, the entire world is doing right now with politics. So if you don't agree with someone, or you say, I don't think I would have done that. Oh, you're a hater. You're just a hater. Like, no, I'm giving an opinion on, would I have done that for my child to the extent you would have? I don't think it put Bronny in the best position for success moving forward. But if you say something like that, you're just a hater now. You hate them, which is totally not true.
Interesting.
What was the goal here with that clip, bro? What was the goal?
So you have no idea why I played that clip?
Not really.
Y'all really don't be listening when I'm talking.
No,
that's crazy.
That's crazy. I'm like, but who said that? Who said this?
Y'all really don't listen when I'm talking.
That kind of came left field a little bit. All right, but when first of all, he threw me off when he said he lubricated the hell out of that mother.
That was a reach, bro. That was a reach.
No. The reason I played it is because it hit exactly what I was talking about the last time we had this discussion. When, you know, it's always, if you disagree with that, you're a hater. Or, you know, when I was talking about, well, that might not be something I would do to the extent that you would do. Remember I said that?
Okay, more along the conversation you had with Young Disciple
and G.
Okay.
Remember when G was talking about what kind of father wouldn't do that, right? And I got some more
putting words in his mouth, but yeah.
No. Go back and watch.
You put extra words in that man's mouth, bro.
Don't do that. Pause. No. G said
really
what kind
bad
of
that day,
what kind of father wouldn't do that?
I'm not a bad father.
He said
I'm not a bad father. It's like, oh, okay, Bruce.
Hey, them shoulders got like this,
bro.
Yeah. Got like this.
His Wi-Fi started going out. He was so pissed off, bro.
So,
all right, let me get back to the business.
Go ahead, Bruce.
I just listened to this guy. He said, "Hey, if you feel one, it's two sides of each story. You're going to agree with it, or you're not going to agree with what he's doing, right? It doesn't necessarily make you a hater either way, because you, as a father, right, and it's something that only fathers can talk about, right? Like, you gonna feel one way or another, but you have the best influence on what you want for your kid versus the next man, right? I think him saying that was like, oh yeah, you're a hater if you don't agree with me. That's not where I'm at, right? Like, I could care less, really. Like, we either share the same sentiment when it comes to bringing our kids, fatherhood. We always want the best for our kid, and sometimes we might want the best for our kid might be to have them walk through the fire and flame on their own. They're gonna get fire and flame regardless whether we help them or not. Like, the wife gonna give them fire and flame, right? Like, the kid might give him fire and flame and brimstone. So I think him ushering Bronny, and I'm just echoing what I said before, him ushering Bronny into the NBA and putting flame to his ass and pushing him in is like, all right, well, we come from a certain fraternity now, right? I'm gonna say fraternity when it comes to these players, right? Because he started a fraternity where everybody is cool with each other. Nobody's isolating. And so does that mean that him and Rich Paul
can kind of more the reason of that, but go ahead.
You think, well, man, right now, that's not the case, right? Right now, LeBron James he's the guy. He's running the league, right? He's pretty much running the league in almost every aspect.
I would say he exacerbated the hell out of it, but yeah. Yeah, I get.
Yeah, and so you can see him like selling this point. It's almost like he's trying super hard to sell him and his son playing on the same team. That's him.
And that's also, him, bro. Like, that's also, I said that too, but okay.
Yeah, that's him. I mean, that's him. You never know. Listen, it could be in their contract to do this, man. Like, all I know is you still got to suit up. He still got to put his tennis shoes on.
Oh, yeah,
he still has to play. You know what I mean? He's tier 1 guards. He still got to prove himself. But, if that's something his father want to do, that's fine with me. I would probably do the same thing for mine. I ain't even gonna lie to you. If I had that level of influence, I would do it.
So, next thing, you hear this false equivalency talking about, well, we see coaches do it all the time. We see front office people do it all the time. But those guys, let's say your coach, right? We see it in the NFL. NFL is heavy with nepotism, especially among coaches and all that, right? I totally get it. But here's the thing. In the NFL, you see a coach, right? When he puts his son in position, what he will do is put him at the bottom rung. He won't make him a freaking coordinator off top or pull the strings to get him a head coaching job off top. What does he do? Get him in from the time he's like in high school, right? And he's like at the bottom rung. Maybe he's doing some video stuff or some super low level scouting or quality control or something like that, right? And then he goes up through the rungs and maybe he gets some assistant position coach and then a position coach. And then he becomes like some assistant coordinator and then a coordinator, right? Most of these dudes, you see they had multiple jobs and multiple stops around the league, right? In doing these smaller and smaller things and working their way up the ladder. Yes, we see that people open the door for their sons. And I'm not averse to that. I'm averse to opening the door and putting them in immediately on a level where they don't deserve to be. Now, could Bronny end up being pretty good? Could he end up being good? Absolutely. That's not my argument. My argument has been from the beginning that he didn't deserve this opportunity right now, 1. And 2, Anyone who dissents from that is not a hater. People have a right to see it how they see it. And anyone who dissents from that is not less than as a father, right? So those three things. So those things are like really big for me. And for Stephen A to come on here and talk as if no one should have a dissenting opinion, and as if they are so wrong for doing so, and then to lie to us and tell us, well, LeBron has earned this and he should be able to do whatever he wants to do because of all he's done for the league. Yes, he's made more money, but again, he's made a ton of money. But part of that is the natural course of inflation. But what realistically, because maybe Stephen A knows things that I don't know, but realistically, from our vantage point, I'm not asking you to know whatever Stephen A was saying. I'm asking from our vantage point, which is right here, well outside the league, what do y'all see LeBron as having done for the league that's so incredible?
Win. Be in the conversation of winning.
But what has that done for the league, though? You know what I'm saying? Olajuwon won.
I mean, he doesn't have anything himself that could. He's not a league-changing type of player. If you want to talk about league-changing, that's like a Steph Curry. Like if you do something new, that's different.
Yes.
LeBron James just played the game and won, right? Like, you know what I'm saying? Plenty of people can do stuff for the league. James Harden did something for the league before LeBron did.
What did he do for the league?
He invented the trouble.
Oh, okay.
He invented the trouble. No fools can take 4 steps. You got a gather step. You got a pickup step. You got to come check and bump me step. Then you can take 2 steps and you can shoot the ball.
You're right.
James Harden invented that, right? You know what I'm saying? So I'm like, so if you're looking at it from a that standpoint,
I'm just going by what was said.
He didn't do anything, but I think what Stephen A was pointing to was like, I mean, the man's been at the top of the league, right? The times he's been in with 10 times in the NBA finals, like the battles he gave with Steph Curry, the battles he gave with the San Antonio Spurs, the teams that he and helped put together to help sell these tickets to these teams, bring a championship to this team, bring a championship to that team. I think he's looking at it more in that retrospect, not necessarily he did something that we're forever going to remember, except for the 40,000 points. But other than that, like something like big, like Steph Curry, like Steph start making these dudes shoot from 35 coming out of high school. You go to y'all go to any of these middle school basketball games, these little kids don't care, bro. They jacking it up from way beyond the 3-point line. Steph did that. You know what I'm saying? He gave birth to that.
But and that might not even be good for the league. But anyway, that's a whole.
I think it's horrible for the league.
Right.
That's why Trae Young's exist.
I think.
Go ahead.
I think I look at. I mean, I've been thinking about this for a while, and his influence from a GM perspective. I think if Mike had that, then he would have definitely had way more rings in Chicago. If he didn't have those bumps, because remember Jerry Krause was probably the reason why Mike sat down, right? And so
he was.
That's the only point that I can think of right now, outside of what y'all already said. But I think if Mike had that influence, it would have been more than 6. They'd have had more than 6.
Well, we would look at it differently, right? Because when you're that whole GM stuff takes away from competition. But again, that's a whole different topic as well. So again, it gets back to this whole business of Tyler, he didn't popularize the point forward because Bird was the first great point forward. Like he was doing
but
that.
It wasn't popular
before LeBron.
It wasn't popular. It wasn't like guys came up behind Bird and started doing the same thing.
Jalen Rose did it. He was a point forward.
Do we know Jalen Rose is point forward? Do we know Jalen Rose is the guy that got 81 scored on him? I think that's what he's mainly known for.
No. I don't think he's mainly known for that.
I think he is. You
type
in Jalen Rose,
and I don't mean
see 81 get put.
I don't mean that to be disrespectful, but you're a Laker Kobe guy, so that's the first thing that comes. That's the association you have. You know what I'm saying? But in terms of Jalen Rose as a basketball player, definitely a point forward guy.
Okay, and then after that, like you went from Bird to Jalen Rose. What's the time gap between those guys?
About 5 years.
Okay, what's the time gap between
when
Jalen Rose
came in the league? 94. Bird retired in 92. So
92. So there's a little bit of a gap. So all that time, Bird was being a point forward. Nobody.
Anthony Mason was a point forward. He was a point forward. Anthony Mason. He was diesel as hell. But the point I'm trying to make is, like, I'm just saying, like, I'm having a real hard time with, and this is not about UNG. This is about Stephen A's contention. He did so much for the league. And yes, he made the league a lot of money, but I'm just trying to figure out, he did so much for the league. What is that? But then there's, there's nobody around to push back on that statement. You know what I'm saying? And so it just keeps getting back to this. He should be able to do whatever it is that he wants to do. Looks like we got a call here, gentlemen. Let's go ahead and
Early,
take this.
but we didn't even put the number in the chat.
I know, right? Let's go ahead and take this, man. Format Podcast. Who's this calling from Michigan?
Hey, man, this a friend who put me onto your podcast.
That's what's up. What's your name, man? So I can lock you in.
Dante.
Oh, Dante, what's good, man? Okay. I saw you in the chat. Thank you for checking us out. What's good, bro? What you got?
I wouldn't say that you're a hater, but you most definitely sound jealous or envious of LeBron.
Hold on, let me stop you.
Here we go.
All right. I don't. Real talk. I don't like when people say that. I'm not jealous or envious of LeBron at all. And the reason why, I've never been a millionaire. I've never had that. Right. So I don't miss it. Secondly, let me say this, and I mean this from the bottom of my heart when I say it. I have gotten well past that as a person because I simply believe Allah's plan for him was not Allah's plan for me. You know what I'm saying? So what I have is what Allah deemed for me to have. And so I'm honestly not jealous or envious of the young man at all. Like,
what does the disdain come from? Everybody has flaws and everybody had things that somebody don't like about him.
Mm-hmm.
It's like you'll never talk about the good in LeBron.
Mm-hmm.
It's always the
So
the shit that you don't like.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, you don't like nothing about LeBron. Like,
You're a fanboy if you say the good, but go ahead, brother.
No. I think you're a fanboy if you can't see both sides. And I'm not saying you, Dante, Deontay. Am I saying that right? Deontay or Dante?
yeah, Dante.
Dante,
Like
thank
Dante's Inferno. Got it.
you. Okay, got it.
Yeah.
Yeah, but no, it's not disdain. It's that what happens is this. You're so used to and so conditioned from hearing most of the sports media talk about LeBron as if he walks on water, heals the sick, and raises the dead, that when you hear someone who gives the opposite side and points out that he doesn't do these things and gives you the other side of the coin, it's like, whoa, this dude must really dislike LeBron. No, it's just you're not used to hearing the other side of the argument, right? And so I'm that guy. I'm going to give you the other side. Does that mean LeBron James has not had an all-time great career? Yes, he has, right? But let's look at this. We heard Stephen A. talk about the winning, right? We heard Transformer talk about he wins. Okay, cool. He wins, but he is the only player in NBA. Matter of fact, let me back this up. He has more finals losses than any other former league MVP ever. But when we talk about he wins, nobody talks about that.
But why nobody ever talk about all the early exits Elijah Wan had? All the early exits Jordan had.
I got you. Cool. I got you. And I appreciate you bringing that up because that means
Jordan didn't make the finals to 1992.
I got you.
It took Jordan
91.
8 years to get you the finals.
91. But that's cool. I got you. So let me respond to it this way. First, we're going to talk about Elijah Wan because that's my guy. That's my favorite player of all time. So I appreciate you mentioning Dream, right? People don't bring that up. Number one, Elijah Wan's been to the finals 3 times. He won twice. So he's got a 66% win percentage on the biggest stage. LeBron's win percentage on the biggest stage is 40 times.
How many times did he lose in the earlier round?
I'm about to get to you. He's lost a ton in the early rounds. That said, when people bring that up, has anyone gone back and looked at those rosters Hakeem Olajuwon played with? Because in his second year in the league, hold on.
We don't get that excuse to LeBron.
Stop.
We don't.
Hold on. No, first of all, Transformer, we don't get that excuse to LeBron because nobody calls Dream the GOAT, whether it's true or not.
Oh, now it's because words. Okay, got it.
No. When you call somebody the GOAT, right, your excuses dwindle. Like I told G when it comes to Lamar Jackson, and we'll get to that next. Like I told G, when you're a certain level of great, what you need is supposed to decrease, right? If this is Bruce hooping, I need a whole lot more than G needs, right? Because I'm not as good as him. If this is Bruce hooping, I need a whole lot more than LeBron needs because I'm nowhere near him. LeBron is in another galaxy, and I'm still on the ground right here. No question, right?
Who said GOAT first, the media or LeBron?
Hold on.
I believe it was the media, but go ahead.
Hold on, Mr. Chosen One and all that. First of all, I'm answering Dante, so you just hold on. I'll get back to you. But no, in all seriousness, no. So with Dream, right? If you notice, when Dream had some help, when he had Ralph Sampson with him, Twin Towers, in 1986, his second year in the league, he went to the NBA Finals. They swept Kareem and Magic out of the playoffs, and he only had one other all-star player with him, right? He didn't have a loaded-up super team. Now, when Ralph Sampson blew his knee out, and then subsequently got traded away from the team. Go look at those rosters. Those rosters were the worst. Okay, so now you're in the West with a loaded Portland squad. You're in the West with a Utah Jazz squad. You're in the West with a loaded Showtime Lakers squad, which we can agree in any given year between 1979 and 1988 was one of the top 6 teams of all time in NBA history. Am I right, Transformer, about those Showtime Lakers?
Oh no, yeah, absolutely. Hit Showtime. Go ahead.
Thank you, sir. Okay. I hate to admit it, but it's true, right? And so the argument now becomes, when you bring up Olajuwon, how was he supposed to get out of the conference when that's what he was going against without any type of help from his teammates? That's the Olajuwon thing. Michael Jordan, right? And I actually did a few shows on this, and I appreciate you bringing it up. Michael Jordan comes into the league. His rosters were terrible as well, and he comes in the league in '84. He runs right into smack in the middle of Larry Bird's prime, 3 straight MVP awards, best player in basketball, right? And there were 5 Hall of Famers on that Celtics team, right? So that team between 82 and 87.
5 Hall of Famers too. 3 Hall of Famers too. 5, Andre Iguodala.
Mm-hmm.
Understand what I'm saying? Steph Curry.
Iguodala is not Hall of Famer. Well, he might end up being one. But go ahead. Kevin Durant. Mm-hmm.
Draymond Green. So what's the excuse there?
Okay, so what happens here is this.
With a hurt Kyrie.
No Kyrie.
So with a hurt Kyrie and a hurt Kevin Love, or however you want to describe it, Kyrie and Kevin Love.
No Kyrie and Kevin Love. No Kyrie. Kevin Love.
Go ahead. Thank you, Transformer. With Kyrie and Kevin Love, right? They end up winning in 2016, but that was a different thing. But cool. They end up winning the so-called greatest comeback, 1-3, whatever. So cool. So they win that. So you got that. So here's the thing. You asked me why Jordan wasn't winning earlier, why Dream wasn't winning earlier. I explained to you why Dream wasn't winning earlier. Jordan faced similar circumstances. When he comes into the league, the Celtics are right there with the Lakers, 2 best teams in basketball. He has to figure out how to deal with them, right? But he never got to, because the Pistons knocked them off first. And those Pistons went back-to-back champions and went to the finals 3 straight times, and arguably are one of the top 10 greatest championship teams ever, right? So he has to figure out how he's going to get through that. Now, once Michael Jordan actually scaled the mountain, nobody knocked him.
4 players got old, but go ahead.
No, that's a lie. See, I don't. Let me chill. You. All right, so it's a lie when you say players got old, because do your research. The average age of the Pistons when Michael Jordan knocked them off in the 1990-91 season was 29 years old, which, if you look it up,
let's talk about the stars.
Is right in the middle of the prime of a basketball player's career, and that is a fact. Yes.
The stars. I'm not talking about the average of a team.
Isaiah Thomas came into the NBA in 1981 at the age of 20, right? So that means 9 years later, he was 29, like I just said. Dumars was younger than him. So let's stop the false narratives. I know you want to do it so bad because you got
how old were them bigs in there?
But you're wrong. Mm-hmm. Lambeer was younger than Zeke too. You're wrong, bro. Just do the knowledge. You're not going to win this one with me, because I do all the research, because I'm ready for y'all. You're not going to win this.
What about Boston? Let's talk about Boston.
Boston was already out of the picture because they had gotten supplanted by the Pistons, right?
So another threat out the way. Got it.
Back then there was an order, a pecking order, and you had to fight your way through that. There was an order. Man, go do your homework, young fella, Dante. But that's my response to why Dream and why Jordan didn't win sooner. But when Dream finally won, he was the guy for the next 2 years. And when Jordan won, obviously he was the guy for a long time until he stepped away. Then he came back and he was the guy again. And quick note, I'm sure you've heard this stat, Michael Jordan and the Chicago Bulls between 1991 and 1998, that whole stretch, never lost more than 2 games in a row. That's insane. But listen, I appreciate you calling, man.
No. You're not finna let my boy Dante no.
What you got, Transform? What?
Because that man had an objective opinion about what he thought about Michael.
And I dismantled that.
And you gave every freaking excuse in the freaking book. Reasons, excuses, everything for the reasons why. Oh, he had to play against this team. He had to play against that team. This team was a juggernaut. This team had 4 superstars. This team had 4 Hall of Famers. What was he supposed to do when he had no backup? Look at the teams he was facing. When we say that about LeBron James, you're the GOAT.
No, that's it.
You're the GOAT.
That's it. He's supposed to be the
But
GOAT.
he's not saying he's the GOAT. He says I'm the best player in the league. He's not saying I'm a GOAT. He's not walking around. I'm the GOAT. Now he is. But back then he wasn't.
Let me help you out here, Transformer with your Lakers hat. Let me help you because I got you on this. When Kobe was in that situation, what did he do? Got in the lab, got better, got a little help, and won some more. He didn't
ask for a trade. He asked for a trade. He asked for a trade. He manipulated the front office to go get Paul Gasol. Yes, he did.
But did he try to form? He didn't form any super team. He didn't do that like LeBron did. So let's not do that. He got better, and you know it, and I know it. He went back in the lab, got better, got stronger physically and mentally, and he went back 3 more times to the finals and got 2 more chips out of it. We can't say that about a certain.
And was literally about to go get Dwight Howard in his prime and Chris Paul in his prime. So go ahead.
Hey.
Yeah, but my bad, Dante. I'm sorry, man. Go ahead.
Whatever it is you got, I mean, I know all the things. I've seen a couple episodes.
Mm-hmm.
Appreciate that.
And listen.
Yeah, we definitely appreciate that, brother.
Listen, man. Listen.
Mm-hmm.
Whatever it is, man, LeBron he gets under your skin, man. I mean, I don't know. I don't get it. Something deep rooted within yourself.
It's not.
It's must be stuff within yourself that you don't like, with though you hate LeBron so much.
I just finished. Okay, man. All right, you got it, brother. You got
it.
We're gonna say dislike.
I'm gonna let you go. I'm just saying, like, goddamn, brother. But I got you, man. Have a good night, bro.
Hey, but thank you for real. Thank you for calling. I really appreciate it. Thank you for tuning into the show, man.
All right.
And you have a great night, man. Thanks so much. All right, brother.
Appreciate you, Dante. Say that boy got brothers talking about. Hey, as soon as he said the way he walked into that conversation when Dante got on the phone, Nino immediately said, "Here we go."
I missed it. What happened with Nino?
No. Will you scroll up? Let me scroll up. Nino said he put the laughing emoji with the hand in front of his face. I was like, here we go.
Oh, man.
Nino was like, it's on. Here we go. Here we go.
Y'all crazy, man. Y'all crazy.
Oh, man. I love it when somebody calls in with that energy, man. Dante, bro. Big shout out to Dante, man. One, he watched a couple of videos, so he know that it's a little something off when it comes to Bruce and LeBron conversations. But
I don't know that dude. I don't know that dude. But hey, Brandon, absolutely, man. You're 100% right, brother. That's a fact. Never did. The answer is never. But anyway.
Yeah, it's a new excuse now. It's a new excuse every day. But go ahead.
But yeah. It really is, bro. It really is. I can't. It's anyway. Yeah, so
I know a better question. When has he played against anybody without 2 top? Okay, never mind. Go ahead.
Anybody else want to go ahead and call in before we move to the last topic? You know the number, 904-219-8264. 904-219-8264. Hey, yo, Transformer, man.
What's up,
see what you try to do there, man.
What I do?
Get me distracted, distract my focus, and make me split my shields when I had your man Dante on the phone. I see what you were doing, though.
No, because you were like, so Dante gave a statement.
Mm-hmm.
And you just, without even giving him options to have a rebuttal, you just kept punching the man in the face. It was like, I'm not going to just sit here and let you just punch this man. Bruce, back up, man. His hands is tied. Let his hands go.
He asked me these questions, so I wanted to make sure that I responded to what he asked me. That's what that was. You know, he asked me about, and it's, you know,
as soon as he said it, I was like, I knew, bro. I wish I had my popcorn.
You already know Dream is my guy. That's my favorite player of all time. So anybody ask me about Dream, okay, let's get it. I'm ready for that. Let's get it, you know? And then the Mike discussion is too easy. I actually did a show a while back talking about how it works in terms of how it worked back then about the pecking order in the East and all that. Nino's calling. Let's get this, and then we'll get back.
Here we go.
Nino, what's good, my brother? How you doing, man?
We getting right now. We getting LeBron. Hey, we getting even in here.
No doubt.
We getting even in here.
No doubt, Nino. What's good, man? What's good?
I mean, I'm just saying. As soon as he said, "Hey," I knew you was gonna go crazy.
Oh, bro,
go crazy, man. Did I go crazy?
We seen steam coming from your head.
It's just crazy, man. How and that's why I said like my response is always the same in terms of the mainstream sports media. We hear so much, LeBron is just everything, and so when you present the opposite side of it, factually, not opinion, but factually, people are like, "Oh, you hate LeBron." I'm like, "Whoa, I don't hate him. I'm just presenting you the side that you're not used to hearing." And so it sounds as if I hate the dude. And so that's the difference, man. You've been around long enough.
I'm with. What part we talking? We talking about the Bron part or the Bronny part? On the Bronny part,
it's supposed to be about Bronny, but go ahead.
On the Bronny part, I say it's whatever you like, because I understand what you said about the he had the heart surgery. And I know how much I used to love basketball. I probably could see me like, man, look, man, I'm gonna die like this. On the flip side, I understand, but I just got a little baby now.
Okay, congrats, man.
Saying, I appreciate it. But I understand you saying, like, I probably been like, hey, we got the hey.
Yeah, I don't need to push you out there. You don't have to do this like I had to do this. Exactly.
But I can't say he pushed him out there. But if he did, that's crazy. That's crazy. But so we don't know. But it's two good points.
Right. No doubt.
Now, on the bronze surgery,
yes.
Can we please stop bringing up rings for measurement of the great player? I mean, it shouldn't be all the way out. Honestly.
So let me say this, Nino. Normally I don't, if you notice, right?
Yeah, I know you.
Right. I normally don't. So the only time I ever bring that up is when people talk about LeBron as a winner. And I'm like, yes, he won 4 championships, but how do we just gloss over how much he lost? That's the part that's amazing to me. Like, we have the nerve, as Stephen A says, the nerve, the temerity, the unmitigated gall to sit back and tout LeBron as this incredible winner when he lost 60% of the times he was on the biggest stage. Like, I don't know how that works.
But you see how you said that there, right? You see how you said that there. How he lost, right? But when Dante asked you about prior to winning, you gave all these reasons why. If you applied the same reasons to LeBron in those finals appearances, the tune is different, because his first ride against the San Antonio Spurs, he was like, man, he's too young. Okay, so now he's 4-5, right?
But if he had won, nobody would have been saying, "Oh, he's too young." They'd have been, "Oh my God, it's the greatest thing."
But we say it. I mean, it was literally 3-on-1. The man, it wasn't nobody. You couldn't name a person on that Cleveland Cavaliers team against a dynasty in the San Antonio.
Wasn't Anton Jameson on that team? And Boobie Gibson was on that team?
Trash.
Wait, Anton James? All right, go ahead. Go ahead with
at that time, yeah, in Cleveland's jersey, trash. Yeah,
but
Cleveland's jersey. We're not talking about Washington Wizards or nothing like that. We're talking about the Cavaliers, right? So
amazing how that works.
We say that about that. All right, he goes to Miami. Them 4 title appearances. We can criticize those to the full extent. I'm not going to say nothing about those. All right. Then he goes and get again with against the Golden State Warriors. He's without Kyrie Irving and he's without Kevin Love. But we don't give him a pass on that. So it's like, okay, now it's 1-on-3 right now. Okay, cool. He wins the next year. Oh man, but if it wasn't for Draymond Green and that suspension, we throw a wrench in it. Like, why are we throwing a wrench in it now when y'all didn't throw a wrench in the reason why he lost?
Because context matters.
But you didn't throw that same wrench in why he lost the previous year. Where was that same wrench? He lost Kyrie, which is a starting point guard. He loses Kevin Love, which is a starting 4. But we don't throw that same wrench because Draymond was missing 1 game. LeBron was out his 2 best players for 5 and 6 because Kyrie played game 1 and he was out for the rest of the series. Kevin Love didn't play at all. So we don't throw the same wrench, bro.
So again, this is the biggest point, and I understand what you're saying, but my biggest point on that is this whole he's the GOAT thing, right? And people were saying that
was before that conversation.
Even before the 1-3.
The people, what does that have to do with him?
What I'm saying is, you don't get to, I'm the greatest, this, that, and the third, but then it's still always you need an excuse when it doesn't happen for you, right? That's my thing.
But then we bash him when he wins, bro. I don't get it, bro. I don't get it.
Look, man, you're not going to get it. You're a LeBron fan. You're not going to get it, and that's cool.
I'm objective because I give you 4. Like, but I'm saying, like, you gave all, like, you went into detailed reason on Dante on why, because this happened, and you got to think that the Boston Celtics were this. Oh, but then he went to Detroit and they were that. That same energy don't apply with LeBron. Why? He was called Jesus before he even won an NBA Finals. Jordan was. He was called Jesus.
I don't think it was that early. Hey, real quick, hold on. Your favorite hater, man. I've never seen you before, bro. Thank you for checking in the show.
Cleveland was trash.
Appreciate you. Make sure you hit that like and subscribe button, man. I appreciate seeing you in here, and hit the share button, man. Share is powerful. Appreciate you. All right, but yeah, my bad. But hold on, let's Nino, man, you still there? You still with me?
Oh, my bad.
Transformer cooking, man. Transformer cooking. Transformer got the pot going on, you know.
That's what we do here, bro.
This is what we do, because this is what y'all doing, accusing the youngsters of coming up. Y'all basically saying y'all is responsible, which is we all, because we don't fit into it, is responsible for the lack of appreciation of Hakeem and players like that, because they're gonna be like, hold on, Jordan did all the winning, and he did it by himself. That's what doesn't happen. And now, even with LeBron, if you're a LeBron fan, and they go to my bro, he didn't have no help and all this, I'm like, what happened to the game? I don't like that. LeBron had help every time he won. He had help. MJ had help. And there was great players that didn't win.
That's true too.
You need a team. It's a lot of stuff got to happen for you to win a championship.
That's a fact.
That's a fact.
His skills, I can critique Bron's skills. When y'all say he can't shoot free throws, I don't say, man, Bron, his hands is too big.
That boy's horrible.
Nah, Nino, listen, Nino, I always give you love, man, because you're objective, man. We don't always agree, but, you know, you're objective. You know the game. You do your homework, and that's cool. So I always give you love. So I don't mind that you're a LeBron fan because your brain still works. But unfortunately, many of them, that's not the case. You know,
it's a lot of them. I agree. It's a lot of them. It's sad.
It's a lot of MJ fans that brain don't work either, because I know you barely even bring up the finals record until they call you a hater. You go, you know, they make you go in the hate mode. But it's a lot of people I don't think really just watch a lot of basketball. That's all they want to talk about. Why how come Bron lost in the playoffs? I'm like, man, come on, man, we gotta stop.
Nah, that's fair enough. That's fair enough. But
by that metric, Charles Barkley, so he's the worst player.
We're not even. Yeah, they dumb. I feel you. But Nino, let me let you go, man. I think Sid Bubba was trying to get through, so I'll make sure I give him an opportunity to call in. But man, thank you as always. Always appreciate your support, man. We got one more topic after this day.
Always love, Nino.
That one might go off the rails too, but we'll see.
Keep cooking, Transform. Keep cooking it up.
All right. Oh, okay. Here go Bruce. All right, let me go ahead and take this, Nino. Take it easy, brother. Bruce, what's good, man?
What's going on with you, soldier?
Chilling. What's good, Mr. B Moore?
I'm gonna keep it short.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Man, we're gonna keep a hood right here.
Do that.
Man, what you want to square it with LeBron, yo? That's all. This is the sound like. You just want to pop him one good time, yo.
Nah, man, that dude is like 6'9", 280, man. I'm good.
Bruce gonna get cooked.
I'm a martial artist, but I don't think I want those problems.
Hey, man, listen, you supposed to be an army man, man. You be the army, y'all got the heart of a lion, man. Come on.
Hey, but listen, but we're also not dumb and don't walk into ambushes.
I was just about to say they ain't stupid.
Right. If I'm going for that fight, I'm gonna take a squad with me. But anyway, go ahead, brother.
you had a chance to square it with LeBron right now because of how you feel about him. Because I'm not saying that you hating on him. I ain't even gonna say that it's jealousy. I understand how where you coming from though. LeBron he is a quote unquote. He's a diva. He got the American dream life, the beautiful wife, the beautiful kids.
Facts.
He got the privilege.
And I'm not jealous of any of that. I'm happy he was able to get those things.
I'm jealous.
He paid $2 million a year on his body to stay fit. I understand that, man. I understand because he could be a little diva-ish. He could be very arrogant. But his IQ is so high, just like Man, you want to square with that man one time, man. That's all. Go ahead, Bruce. Go ahead, take your chance, bro.
Nah, man, it's not. Believe me, I swear it's not even like that, Bruce.
I'm gonna say this one thing though.
Yes, sir.
I'm gonna say this one thing.
Yeah.
Jordan lost in the playoffs, 6 years in a row before he won one ring. I mean,
yeah.
But how can you? Okay, he ain't even make the finals 7 years in a row.
Facts.
Okay, LeBron went to 10 in a row.
No, he went to 8 in a row. He went to 10 total, 8 in a row. But go ahead.
8 in a row.
Yes.
Yeah. Listen. 4 and 6 in the finals. He played probably the greatest lineup ever twice. He played one of the finals with Kyrie and Love out. He played one of the finals with Sasha Ilgaskis. Who was on that team?
I can't even think. It's a bunch of trash.
That first Cleveland final. When they played the almighty Spurs with the Spurs.
Ilgaskis was his name, I believe. Yeah.
Daniel Bowie Gibson. They won one of the finals. No Kevin Love, no Kyrie. And 2 of the finals. Come on, bro.
Nobody was gonna win that championship but them.
You got 4 Hall of Famers. You playing against 4 Hall of Famers. Kevin Durant and Stephen Curry on the same team with Klay Thomas, Draymond Green, Andre Iguodala. That's cheating.
Whoa.
That shit was cheating.
Bruce. Hold on, Bruce. Let me stop you. How?
Because he didn't run it back, bro.
Nerve to talk about Golden State cheating with what LeBron did. And I say this for a reason. Do you truly believe that Kevin Durant does that if LeBron never went to Miami and made that super team? LeBron made that acceptable. So KD said, okay, I got you. Boom. Hold my beer. That's what KD said.
Okay. So what did KG and Ray Allen do when they with the ball?
Here we go. I got you. Okay, cool.
He likes that one, Bruce.
Here we go.
Both of y'all are Bruce. It's kind of hard, man. Pause. It's kind of tough.
Hey, Bruce, you ready for this?
What?
All right, cool. Great question. I get that question all the time. So let me help you out as a Celtics fan, okay? Paul Pierce was there, right? Ray Allen was traded to the Celtics. The front office made that happen. And Kevin Garnett was traded to the Celtics. So that wasn't some, hey, come over here, let me holler at y'all. Look, I can't win, so let's go ahead and let's get together and make a super team. And you know what's the crazy part? Everybody makes it look like LeBron did everything he couldn't get over the top, so he made a super team. I don't know how long you've been watching the show, but I did an episode where I actually played a clip from Melo. LeBron was trying to start that super team up from the very beginning. From the very beginning of his time in the league, he was trying to do that. And Melo puts that on Front Street on his podcast. I know you're a B-more guy, so I brought up Melo. But the point is, LeBron been at that. He was trying to start a super team from as early as possible.
Okay,
so
what's wrong with that?
When an organization, because it means you're ducking competition. I was about to say something, but I'm not going to say that.
Competition is much better than the 80s and 90s. It's called evolution.
Okay, cool. You got it.
What's wrong with teaming up?
Yeah, you got it. Okay.
What's wrong with teaming up? Nothing.
Okay.
Boston made it okay?
I guess so, right?
I'm gonna let you live, Transformer.
You think they ain't had no conversation?
I'm gonna let you live, Transformer.
You think Ray Allen and Kevin Garnett ain't had no conversation?
Oh, they did. They
course.
for sure did.
Yeah, but what I'm saying
they could have vetoed that trip. Like, bro, no, let's not do that. I want to be competitive. I want to play against them. They could have said that.
Really?
Yep.
And so here's the other thing we forget. We got to do this all the time. Paul Pierce, 10 years in the league. Kevin Garnett, 13 years in the league. Ray Allen, 12 years in the league.
Still dropping 25.
So now when you say that, it becomes a little different when guys have been in the league for an entire career already, putting work in and saying, damn, I can't make it happen. And even still, once more, this wasn't these dudes whispering in the corner and then holding the franchise hostage or walking out and forming up a super team. I can't even say hold a franchise hostage because respect due to LeBron. LeBron has never done that. He has finished every contract he has been on, and I have a lot of respect for that, believe it or not. He's never walked out on a contract. He's never forced a trade. So respect due.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'm gonna say this before I go. I ain't gonna hold you up, brother.
All right, brother.
What was the first instant that make your heart and your feelings towards LeBron feel the way you feel? It was the first time you're like, I don't like this motherfucker.
No, not that I don't like him. I don't like the stuff that happens about him. But if that's the case, no. That's not the. That's not the same
I don't
thing.
like this motherfucker.
No. That's not the same thing. But realistically, Bruce, real talk, the decision really disappointed me because I'm like, look at this. This is the most. I didn't like that move. Again, I felt like ducking competition. That I don't respect that.
Bro. The NBA is an entertainment company. That's what it's about.
Okay. So that's cool. Entertainment company. So let me just tell you this real quick before you go. And I bring this up all the time. You may have heard me say it on the show. 1988, Dominique Wilkins had the opportunity to be a free agent, and he could have gone to New York and played with Patrick Ewing. Now imagine Dominique Wilkins and Patrick Ewing on those Knicks teams. Now they got an even more legit chance when they bump up against the Bulls or whoever else in the playoffs, right? Dominique said, no, that's Pat's team. I don't want to join up with him. I want to beat him, right? Dominique said that. Isaiah Thomas, when he was a free agent, he could have gone to New York and played with the Knicks. But go look it up. He said, that's Patrick Ewing's team. The point I'm trying to make is dudes wanted to compete. They weren't trying to team up. They was trying to beat each other. Pause.
Hey, Bruce, how old is you, brother? About 44, 45?
I'm 46. I just turned 46 like 2 weeks ago.
Still stuck in the past, brother.
Listen,
still stuck in the past,
you can say that all you want, but the fact is this. Sports at their purest, at their lowest level are about competition. Lining up me against you, can I beat you? If it's a race, I'm lining up to see if I'm faster than you. If it's freaking triple jump, long jump, can I jump further than you? If it's wrestling, can I slam you? Can I pin you? Competition.
So Porzingis and Drew Holiday joining the Boston Celtics this year, that didn't make them a super team? They didn't link.
No, because those guys aren't superstars. Those guys are really valuable, high-level role players.
Drew Holiday not a superstar?
Absolutely not.
You're not I wouldn't say superstar. All-star.
No, absolutely not.
All-star.
But listen, Bruce, I gotta let you go, man. As always,
right,
I really appreciate you calling. Thank you so much. And I'm not just saying that. I do, man. Thank you for being in the chat, and thank you for calling, brother. You have a good night, all right? All right, fam.
All right.
Yeah.
Yes, sir.
Sid Bubba, I missed you again, man. I really want to get your call in. Call back right now before we move on to the next topic. Call back right now.
Big shout out, Bruce, man. Hey, man, you gonna go scrub with LeBron or no? No. If LeBron was walking this door right now, you gonna scrub with LeBron or no?
You know what? Real talk. That's the funny thing.
Man, let me get the autograph.
LeBron, bro. I don't.
You gonna want the man autograph?
I'll do it because it's gonna be worth money.
I'll do it for that. See? Nah, you got to still off on him real quick. Like,
why do y'all?
He was at the Diddy party, so
why do y'all believe like I got some personal problem with this dude? That's the wild part,
bro. I'm telling you, bro, because
so
you don't see from the outside looking in, bro. Like you have to see how detailed you get when it's about LeBron. You get very detailed. Watch this next segment that we're on. It might last 20 minutes. You're not going to go as detailed. No, somebody say something about Michael Jordan. You're like, oh no, look at this up. I'm glad you had that conversation. I'm glad you said that because listen here. You ready? Let me cook. All right.
It's because I'm so used to the stuff that people come at you with. Not you guys, but LeBron fans.
Yeah.
I'm so used to it that I'm prepared for everything that they can bring. And see, they don't come prepared for what I'm going to give them with the facts, right? So I have to be prepared for every eventuality, and I am. You know what I'm saying? They don't come for that. But exactly, it's not deep, it's just context. Exactly. So that's why it's like that with me, right? Like I said, like old boy Dante, he brought up Dream. I'm like, great, let's do it. I'm prepared. You know what I'm saying?
Hey, Dante, he had notes ready for that conversation.
Always ready, man. Always ready.
Got notes ready.
Always ready.
I'm like, there's no way he remember all these numbers off the top of his head.
I'm trying to tell you.
I can't even do that. I know we bald, but that don't mean we got a great memory.
Who's this? Steve, what's good, man? Where's Sid, bro?
We missing Sid.
What's good, Steve? Good to hear from you, man. What you got, bro?
You too, man. Hey, thanks for taking my call.
Absolutely.
I know this was supposed to be about like Stephen A. and Bronny and all that.
Right.
Oh, it changed real quick.
Kind of merged into the LeBron thing. So
yeah.
I just drop a couple things and some of the
Yes,
some
sir.
of the other callers and stuff, and we're going to talk about, LeBron. And here's the first thing. It's not that you're a hater, because I'm in the same camp. I don't hate LeBron. I respect. He's one of the greatest players we've ever seen.
Mm-hmm.
That's undeniable.
Mm-hmm.
But when everybody transforming, nothing but love, bro. But when we have these conversations, it's not hate. It's just context. Like when Bruce goes down into these things, like he brings context to like Jordan's era, Team's era, the 80s era. And when we talk about LeBron, it's like when you bring up this context where it's like it's not this jock riding. The cult of LeBron just can't have that objective lens. For instance, like one of the earlier callers was talking about, how many finals has LeBron been to? And it's like, okay, he's been to 10 finals, he's lost 6, he's won 4. But it's like the context, if we're going to talk about just going to the finals being an achievement and him going to so many, like 8 straight. Bro, the East was horrible when LeBron was in Miami in his second tenure in Cleveland.
There's an excuse and there's a reason. Finals. Okay.
What's that?
No, I'm saying, but we provide an excuse and a reason for why it's why it's not good. That's what I don't agree with, right? We say all of these things in reference of like Jordan couldn't get there. He was too young. The Bulls wasn't developed. All Detroit was a dynasty. Celtics was a dynasty. Bron gets to 8 finals. Man, the East was weak. Come on. Can we not do the same thing on both sides, bro?
But no, I agree with you, but I do think that's detailed context, and it's true though. Is it not true that in the 80s when Jordan came into the league, there were established teams like you had Philly during the 80s, you had LA and Boston obviously, and you had Detroit. You had some established veteran all-star led teams that Jordan had to compete with, and once he got over the hump, he had that in the 90s. But we don't talk about those teams in the 90s like the Knicks, the Pacers, the Jazz, a lot of Barkley teams, because Jordan kept them from winning rings.
Ta-da.
The only team you can talk about in the other than the Bulls are the Rockets.
Not hard. Amazing. You know what, Steve? Man, I appreciate you, man, because you made that all so simple, and you didn't have to go down the rabbit hole like I did. Appreciate you.
I appreciate you guys. I do. I enjoy your guys' streams. I really do. But real quick, my last thought.
Yes.
As far as I will appreciate the fact that LeBron's gone to 10 finals. I'll appreciate that he went to 8 straight. But then it comes down to, yes, I do think there's truth to Jordan's career. Yeah, he had to battle through, and the context was he didn't go join other teams. LeBron did have to manipulate rosters and franchises to develop his tenures and his success, unlike Jordan. And I just think that's a fair truth. It's not that you're hating, and I get it. It's a different era. It's a different mindset with these younger guys, but it's just the truth. And the East was substantially weak. You have to really think about this. While he was in Miami, I mean, what was the toughest team in the East at that time? It was Lance Stevenson
Boston.
or Paul George in the Pacers? I mean,
Boston.
Yeah.
And then when you think about that for an entire era, and then when he left, when things were not looking good in Miami, because he was 2-2 in those finals, lost to an aging Dallas team that, frankly, that's a big blemish on LeBron's career, is that Dallas finals performance. But then once he left there, he shipped the young Andrew Wiggins, who never played a minute, out to go bring in a perennial all-star in Kevin Love. So it's and then he did the same thing when he went to LA. He had the entire youth movement shipped out and had Rich Paul, had Anthony Davis sit out a season or most of the season in New Orleans to bring him on to LA the next season. So it's I understand it sounds like we're hating, but I think it's fair when you do look at this objective. That's what it is. It's just objective. It's not hate. That these things are a factor with LeBron's legacy versus somebody like Jordan when you have that GOAT conversation. And I have to agree with Bruce, where it's we're talking GOAT. Now you're on a different caliber. You're talking on a different level. And these things these things need to be dissected if we're going to have the talk of the best of the best.
Exactly.
That's just how I look at it. So, and I mean, I respect everybody's insight on pro LeBron, like the people who are going to advocate for LeBron. They're right. Like, he is a great player. He's talented. The numbers prove it. But the context of when now we're talking the GOAT, the best of all time, that's when I think the devil's in the details here.
There it is. Man, I appreciate you, Steve. Thanks so much for breaking that down. Clearly, you're doing a better job than I was able to, man. Thank you so much for the call.
That wasn't good, but you broke it down.
I appreciate you guys. Transformer, G, Bruce, I appreciate you guys.
No doubt, man.
Absolutely, Steve.
All right, man. God bless.
All right, you too, man. Take it easy.
Sid, for the 18th time, we're going to get you in here, bro.
All right, listen up, y'all. All right, no more calls except Sid Bubba. Sid Bubba, call back right now. Nobody else call. We're going to take his call, then we're going to get to the last topic. No other calls except Sid Bubba. Sid, call back right now.
904-219-8264. 904-219-8264. Only for Sid Bubba.
Only Sid Bubba.
Only for Sid Bubba. That's why I wanted to say something back to Steve so bad, but I'm like, because I heard that boop boop. I'm like, damn.
Oh, you heard
Sid.
it? Okay.
I was like, that's it. I'm like, let me not go back and forth with Steve, man.
Yeah. He called like 4 times in a row. I'm like, So I had to text him and tell him, okay, when I say call back, call right back. He's not calling right back. Sid, call me back, bro. Waiting on you. And then we move on to the next topic. Damn, how long this one lasts?
We're gonna let Sid cook because we've been on this topic for almost 2 hours.
Yeah, gotta let Sid cook.
Let Sid cook, bro. You called it, G.
He sure did.
Hey, I tell G know how we felt Monday night when we was on one topic. He let that thing cook for an hour.
Yeah,
G, man, we don't supposed to be on here for like an hour, man. G like, no. But I'm arguing with both of you. I'm arguing with both of you. So I get to say double what I gotta say.
You gotta say it twice, goddamn.
Oh my goodness. Sid, where you at, man? We waiting for you, Sid. You know what? Hold on. I'm about to call Sid back. That's what I'm
gonna say. Call him.
Yeah, I'm gonna call him. I'm gonna call Sid. Oh my gosh. Here we go.
I like it, man. This went from a Stephen A conversation about Bronny.
Yeah, that wasn't supposed to happen.
It happens, man. Welcome to the TheFormatPodcast.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
All right, Sid. I got you, man. Sorry about that. We were taking other calls, but I wanted to make sure I got you in. Okay. So what you got, man? Thank you for calling.
Jesus.
Oh, no problem, my brother. Bruce, first of all, I want to say I'm the biggest King James supporter, me, that Transformer, and my boy Nino.
Okay.
So when it comes to LeBron, you know, we part of the coalition. We own the clutch payroll.
I'm gonna let you have that, bro. I'm gonna
like the fact that you can admit that, Sid.
Yeah,
thank you, brother.
Yeah.
So you know he about to go ham.
No, in all seriousness, as far as LeBron and Bronny, my son got the same name as me.
Mm-hmm.
And I think Stephen A., what he was trying to say, you need to have more compassion for Bronny, not so much as LeBron. LeBron, a billionaire. Hell, he needs to take all that criticism. You know, if he's saying he wanted to be great, then he got to get it. You know, but Bronny is different when you're a kid. But even though he's 20, you know, I got kids and they mid-20s.
Mm-hmm.
And as a dad, you know, I want the best for them. You know, I'm 100% VA. And guess what? If my kids could go to school because I'm 100%, I'm not going to tell you to turn the money. Son, you got to take that money.
I think that's a little different. My daughter goes to school on that too. I think it's a little different, but go ahead.
But I'm just saying, as a veteran, I did things so they don't have to. If he don't have to go in the military and serve and he can get it off me, then hey, son, get it. And then you work your magic and hustle, get some more money. Same thing for my other child. So that's where I don't necessarily, and I agree with you saying, you got to make your kids earn it. You got to make them earn it, and I'm with you on that. But I think what Stephen A. was coming at, like the Kwame Browns of the world, who are going to try to criticize Bronny. Now, Bruce, I don't mind you criticizing, you know, how Bronny's supposed to play. You're really a journalist. brother. You're a journalist.
Mm-hmm.
Kwame Brown was a first-round draft pick, and he don't have the right or the nerve to do anything. That's kind of he shot a slug at somebody like him. Why you gonna get on him and you didn't do nothing on your career? Well, LeBron don't do this and do that. But you was a first-round draft pick, brother. So when those type of guys have those type of opinions, that's what I think Stephen A. was kind of mentioning that. He ain't on the payroll. You know, Stephen A. ain't part of the club like us Transform.
Right.
but you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Stephen A. had his pushback with Clutch.
Yeah. Now I think he trying to get back on their good side, but that's a different thing.
No, because he said one positive thing, bro. That everybody don't want to be part of the club because they say something good, man.
Yeah,
come on, man. That ain't it. But anyway.
But that's what it is, Bruce. It's not so much you don't have a descendant people, but there's a lot of hateful people out there that hate that kid because it's that, and I don't think that's fair.
So this I'll say.
That's what he was trying to get at.
This I'll say. I have said from the beginning with this thing, and these guys can attest to it, that I hope Bronny has success. I don't wish anything bad on him, and I want him to be successful. I have no problem with that. I want him to be successful. I just didn't like how it started, and that's never going to change. I didn't like how it came about because I thought that he didn't go through the channels he should have to earn that. And then secondly, I think that, you know, the Lakers, JJ Redick, LeBron, all of them are super disingenuous in how they're presenting this thing. And now they're making it look like anyone who disagrees is hating. And, you know, Stephen A. is, it's just, I don't agree with any of this thing the way it's presented. I don't.
Right. And that's maybe how you got to think. Now, if me and Gino both agree, and, you know, they got to be right if me and Gino agree.
Well, look, man,
they got to be right.
You know, I
know, but I get what you said. Everybody's entitled to everybody get a different viewpoint. And then in the 2016 finals, going back to LeBron, he didn't have a top 75 player of all time. He didn't. I'm just saying, he didn't. Know the fact. You know, hey, if we operate the world of facts, I gotta bring the facts. Even though I'm a King James supporter.
Check that roster. You might be right though.
For one game. One game.
You might be right.
No, that's a series. It wasn't one game. It was the championship that he earned. Now, you know
that he what?
I know Scotty.
Wait. The championship that he what? Say that again.
That's it. That was the championship he won without a top 75 player.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. I see what he's saying.
Back to back.
I'm sorry.
Right. Yeah.
Okay.
So
Yeah, because Kevin Love and Kyrie aren't in the top 75.
Right. Scottie Pippen is. And when I said, and I made the joke on another guys, I said, man, that Chicago Bulls team, that was a super team. And everybody was like, what? Listen to me now, Bruce.
I'm listening. Up its time. I agree with where you're going.
Wait a minute. You got MJ, the greatest guard defender of all time, top 75. You got Scottie Pippen, top 75. Really, you know, those top 50. You got Ron Harper. I don't know. See, we know history, Bruce.
Yeah.
Before Ron Harper had some knees,
he was
Ron
a problem.
Was a bad boy.
Yeah, he was.
When he
with the Cavs. Yep. Yes, he was.
Yep. And then you had Dennis Rodman, the greatest power forward defender. And then throw in Kukoc as a Hall of Famer. Now, that was a super team, but I could care less. They won, and I consider that to be one of the greatest teams ever.
So the reason I don't think that's a super team, and I'll keep it brief because we got to move on to the next topic. The reason I don't see that as a super team is super teams generally, I like to say, three, you know, top tier players all in their prime. That's generally a super team. Now, if you wanted to argue for those, for that Celtics team that came together in 07, 08, okay, I can let you have that, even though they weren't in their primes. But generally, it's, you know, three guys all in their prime. But I see what you're saying. But Rodman was old. You know, yeah, he was still playing defensive rebounder, but he was old. He was past his prime. He was not defensive player of the year, Rodman, anymore. I'll give you Scotty, bad back Scotty, for that, you know, the last 2 years of the six-peat. Well, not six-peat, but the last 2 years of the second three-peat. And I get what you're saying, though. Kukoc went on to be a Hall of Famer. So I get the argument you're trying to make, but it doesn't really fit the criteria. But I hear you.
Right. Well, yeah, that's what I was saying. But they wasn't that old as you would say, because all those guys came in. Scotty 2 years after MJ, and Dennis Rodman, all in that time frame.
I got you. But I'm gonna let you go, Sid, because we got to get on to the next topic, man. But I really appreciate you being here.
Hey, you the LeBron James boy. You's a podcaster, a journalist, and a veteran, and a real estate guy. Go ahead, Hope.
Try and do something, man.
All right, brother.
All right, man. You have a good one.
You too.
All right, man.
All right.
All right. Thank you for everybody who called. Thank you for everybody who was here through that segment. It ran a little long, but we really appreciate it. Yes, we really appreciate everybody's involvement. And now we're gonna go to the last one. All right. We might not even take calls on this one, but we might end up having to. All right.
Oh, we're gonna leave it on G.
Yeah. So this is my main man, my brother, my battle buddy G, Baltimore, my dummy right here.
Dummy.
Yes, this topic came courtesy of him, right? Because we've been arguing back and forth about Lamar Jackson. And while I am a Ravens fan, right, I try to be a bit more objective about it. Even though fan is short for fanatic, I try to be more objective about it. But G is like, he born, dyed in the wool, purple from birth, right? And so I respect all that. And so, we get into some arguments and discussions. You all have seen it, but G, well, you know what? Why don't you take it from here, man? I'm gonna let G take it from here.
All right, so this topic came about because me and this guy right here, Bruce Hope, we've known for a long time, is also a Ravens fan as well.
Yes.
And we gave our top fives, right? You remember that, right? We gave our top five.
Yeah.
I think we're supposed to do it again before we start talking about this so that we can have a better understanding of why I believe that this guy's top five and the data pools that I'm pulling from, right? Because that's the other part. It says, is he already a top five? And I think we looked at some of some quarterbacks who are in a lot of players' top five, right? From the John Elways to the Joe Montanas, Steve Youngs and such. And if you look at them, their first 7 years in the league, and you look at Lamar's first 7 years in the league, in some cases, you wouldn't even put them in that top five. It wasn't until later on in their career, right? Because we cannot say, hey, look, your numbers, you played 15 seasons, right? And we're gonna calculate what you did in 15 seasons to Lamar 7, which is unfair. So we got to use a fair data set to actually assess this, right? And so my top five, I guess I gotta give, we gotta go around and give our top five. But I definitely have Lamar in my top five. And when I said that, everybody looked like, oh my gosh, what are you talking about? But if you do the math, right? If you do the math and you go back and look at data, if you look at data, we study stats all the time here. The stats don't lie. I mean, it just doesn't lie. Like if you look at what Joe Montana did in his first 7 years, he didn't come to full and wish until later on. If you look at Steve Young, it's the same thing. The only John Elway, I looked at John Elway stats and he constantly put up big numbers, but he also had a lot of picks. Yeah, almost like 1 for 1 in some seasons, and or more interceptions than touchdowns. And so just from a stat wise, right? When I look at who I have in my top five, I like watching football. So the playlist has to be there, right? When it comes to, is this game entertaining or not? Right? We saw Lamar come in. He's not the first. He's not the first two-way quarterback. Cam Newton was one. Randall Cunningham. The list go on and on. Yes, Mike Vick, definitely Mike Vick. The list goes on and on, but they don't have. There is data to support that this guy, this two-way. Ravens about to get okay. There is data to support the two-way quarterback, but for much of the NFL history, the spotlight has never been on the quarterback the way it's been on Lamar Jackson right now. And so that in itself, I think, brings some light into this conversation. And I'm going to stop there and get you guys' thoughts, and then I'm going to answer some questions, and we're going to keep it moving.
I love how you prepared this, man.
Definitely prepared the hell out of it.
I got you. I'm in here. I'm in here in the cuff, man. I'm in the trenches. You know.
I
got
like how
friendly
you
fire.
Except you're forgetting one big thing. You're forgetting one big thing. The rules changes the rules changes and style of play have greatly affected the statistical production of quarterbacks. First of all, back then they weren't protecting quarterbacks like that, so the pass rush could kill them, and there wasn't all this rush in the passer. Second, there was no such thing as defenseless receivers, so coming across the middle, you could get crushed, right? And also down the field, there was a lot of hand fighting. They didn't call all these defensive pass interference or defensive holding downfield, right? They weren't calling all that. So these things affect how guys are able to, from the quarterback position, able to put up these monstrous numbers that we see today. And then, of course, back then, it was a running league, not nearly as much of a passing league. And so most of these teams passed a lot more. Savior, Dan Marino, John Elway, and what's my man's name? Joe Montana. They still threw a lot for their time. Definitely Dan Marino. He was putting up numbers like today back then. But the point is, it was a lot harder to put up these crazy passing numbers back then, like you see guys putting up today. So you want to start, Transformer, with your 5?
My 5. If I can remember them correctly, I believe I had Brady.
Okay.
I had Aaron Rodgers.
Uh-huh.
I mean, not in no particular order. Not in no particular order.
I got you.
I'm just trying to remember who I had. Brady, Rodgers, Mahomes, Peyton. And I want to say the other one was Montana. I think that was
That's
my
fair.
5.
Yeah. I got Brady, Elway. Brady number 1, the rest are however you want to put them. But Brady, Elway, Peyton Manning, Joe Montana, Pat Mahomes, and Brett Favre are like right here for me. But I guess the difference would be Pat Mahomes he's got 2 more chips. But what's his name? Brett Favre has 1 more MVP. So I don't know. But I guess the championships are the differentiator. But so it'd be Brady, Elway, Peyton Manning, Joe Montana, and let's say Pat Mahomes. But if you had Brett Favre there, I wouldn't be mad. All right. Your 5G?
All right, so I got Warren Moon. I have
That's fair.
Lamar, Peyton, and then Tom Brady.
That's only 3.
You're missing 1 more. 2
That's
more.
more than 3. I said Lamar, Warren Moon, Lamar, Peyton.
Oh, you said Peyton. Okay.
Tom Brady. I'm missing 1. I am missing 1.
Yeah,
and then who was the last one? Hold on, let me look.
Was it Mike Vick?
Yeah, it was Mike Vick. No.
Was it Mike Vick?
No. It's Steve Young. It was Steve Young.
Steve Young. Okay, yeah.
Steve Young.
I could do that.
Yeah, and so I was looking at the stats. I mean, like, I know made really great points about the rules change. That's always going to happen as this game continues to evolve with CTE and all those things. That will hinder a player, but it's still not, they don't make the rules, right? They can only agree to play the game. And so I don't take away, oh yeah, you get more points because you played in a more violent league. You know what I'm saying? I don't do that because we just examining the game of football. That's just it. Like,
I get that.
Yeah.
And I wouldn't expect you to give more points. Me personally, you don't have to, but I take into account that those rules changes, they literally affect completion percentage. They affect interception percentage. Like all those things matter, right? So now when you start comparing those stats across errors, it's like, whoa, that gets iffy. So that's what I'm saying.
Well, yeah, I'm still not going to take it in consideration because the quarterback doesn't catch the ball; they only throw it.
Right, but if you're getting blasted in your back or around your knees at the same time you're trying to throw, that's definitely going to affect what you can do, right? And if your receiver is getting hand checked down the field, it makes it a lot harder for them to catch it. Would you agree? So that's going to increase.
It's not about that. It's not about that. We can't make excuses for receivers and quarterbacks. We play the game. They all been playing the game. I'm not saying that this is an excuse. It's just something that I'm not willing to put in considerations because they all playing the same rules. Same way you hit me, I can hit you, if you got the ball. I mean, it's happened. It's happened. So, I mean, from a quarterback perspective, yeah, you can't, tear their head off like they used to. But if you was considered a good quarterback, you didn't get your head tore. And if you did, I mean, yeah, it was some level of toughness, but I don't want to get off the point that I'm trying to make right here. Right. I can't go back in time and say, you know what I mean? Like, oh, if Lamar was playing back in time, then it'd be a different game. I can't say that. But I mean, we know this kid he brought a different dimension to the game. And that's something that like a lot of quarterbacks in a lot of these top fives haven't done. They won. Yes, they won as a team, but they haven't bring a different dimension to the game. Whereas though it's almost impossible for you to defend against him. I mean, if I look at Lamar Jackson's playlist, right, his mixtape, so to speak, of all the highlights that he has already, and I'm just looking at data pools from the first 7 years, not the entire time that all these players played. And if you look at their first 7 years, a lot of times you're gonna see shit like, damn, this player was trash. Like, how is he even here? That's the only thing that I'm saying. This is my argument to you guys. Like, if you look at the data pools, the first 7, not Mahomes. Mahomes is a different animal, man.
I'm about to say
he's
Mahomes
a
definitely going to.
He's a different animal. He's an exception. I had to say that. But if we look at everybody else's stats, it don't really line up, because then there's that other dimension of him being a superior runner as well as a passer. Like in some cases where he hasn't thrown as many interceptions as a lot of these, primary passes, which he has fumbled maybe more or been sacked. I'm sorry, he's been sacked more, but he hasn't thrown the interception that a lot of these guys in the top 5 has thrown.
That's fair.
He also doesn't have the touchdowns either, though.
Oh, if you look at the touchdowns, yeah,
you got the total touchdowns, not the passing touchdowns.
Throwing.
If you look, no. If you look at his MVP seasons, he put up 36 touchdowns, and he ran for. Okay, well, if you look at a lot of these players, man, I'm telling you, what you're gonna see is they didn't do half the things he did at the first 7 seasons. But we looking at the entire
round.
No. I got you in terms of the first 7 seasons. No argument there. I'm just saying, like, I don't know how you can't take into account that the game was played so differently then, but that's cool. Transformer, go ahead, man. Let me get your thoughts.
Oh, I mean, I was letting them finish because I'm trying to.
Oh, my bad. I didn't realize you
still. So another thing is, if we taking that in consideration, do we do that for Mahomes as well? I mean, but he's in the top 5 and he's won, right? Do you knock him out of your top 5 because he's playing flag football like everybody else is playing right now, or
that's towards Bruce, not me, right?
Whoever has Mahomes in the top 5.
So I do have Mahomes, but part of that is 3 championships and 2 MVPs, right? So like that 3 championships in your first 6 years is freaking absurd. Regardless, though, we know in football it is hard to win a title, right? Lamar can attest to that, and I'm sure he will get one in short order, but it's hard to do it, right? So
and it's also hard to not ever make an AFC championship game. That's the lowest this man's ever been in his career. It's an AFC championship.
Yeah, that's crazy. Yeah.
Who are we talking about?
Mahomes. He's never not played in an AFC championship game as a starter.
Yeah, that's wild. He's getting paid the amount that a whole team brings in salary. So, it's 32 teams, and we paying 33 teams. His salary is pretty much what a lot of teams make in concession. Well, the overall salary, but.
You talking about the contract? Because
his contract.
Okay. Not on a yearly basis, he don't get paid that much.
It was 10-year, $500 million is what I'm saying.
Yeah, 10 years, 450, something like that. Yeah, but they keep adjusting.
Restructuring it.
It's a lot of fluff in that. No, I get what you're saying, G. And
we didn't even go into like the weapons that some of these players had. Right? We haven't even went in it. We haven't even talked about some of the weapons that a lot of these Hall of Fame and or top 5 quarterbacks than had. Like we haven't talked about it. Some of them have like some of the best hands that we know in this sport, like to throw to. And so I mean that's evident. Like you're doing more with less. But that's like I said, that was just my little data pool on Lamar Jackson. Y'all think I'm crazy because I put him in my top 5.
Definitely.
I just wanted to have the stats to back it.
Crazy.
No, well, I mean, if you go back and look at the stats of your guys, you'll see what I'm talking about.
No, I've definitely done that, but like I said, I take into account just difference in the game. But Marino, he didn't have Hall of Fame wide receivers. John Elway didn't have Hall of Fame wide receivers. Warren Moon, one of the guys in your top 5, didn't have Hall of Fame wide receivers. Brett Favre, if you have him in there, he didn't have Hall of Fame wide receivers. So really, that might
Aaron
be
doesn't have one
overreach.
yet.
Right.
Brett Favre
Yeah,
has
he doesn't have one
Sterling
yet.
Sharp.
Devontae.
Yeah, well, he's not in the Hall of Fame though. You know what I'm saying? We can argue maybe he should be, but he's not in there. So there's that. Now Peyton Manning, we know he had Hall of Fame receivers. Joe Montana, we know he had Hall of Fame receivers. And Mahomes, he had Tyreek Hill for a little bit. But I mean, so I think we could argue that either way in terms of the great receivers. Some of these guys didn't have that. Oh yeah, it's Sid Bubba. Great point. Yes, Elway had Shannon at tight end. That's big. I don't know how I forgot that. I was more thinking about his early years with the first 3 Super Bowl appearances when he was like at his absolute peak, and he didn't have Hall of Fame weapons on offense at that time. He got them later on in his career. But you're right, Sid Bubba. You're right. No, Lamar is. I don't think he's going to finish as a top 10 all-time quarterback, top 5. I think when it's all said and done, he will probably be a top 10 all-time quarterback, but got to figure out the winning part. That's got to happen at some point. Like, history is not going to be kind if he can't figure out a chip. The only reason that people look at Dan Marino like that is because Dan Marino's numbers were out of this world in a time when guys weren't throwing the ball like that. Yo, Brandon really talking greasy in the chat.
Oh, going hamburger.
Yeah,
burgers and cheese.
Yeah, I think that's definitely for me. That's my dude since high school. So I think that's definitely that's definitely for me. But it's all good because he's gonna have to deal with it when the Ravens go ahead and finish that job. Whoa, Steve.
Flacco, Lamar, yeah.
Steve, we've been doing really well, Steve. And Flacco is outstanding, and Flacco is a champion. And Flacco has had one of the greatest playoff runs to a championship ever, no question. But no, he is not better than Lamar. We're not going to do that. We're not going to do that.
Yeah,
but
we was a super team too.
Say again.
We was a super team
that year. A super team? You think so?
Yeah.
With that defense?
That defense was
serious?
crazy.
Wait. Let me back you up. So here's the thing. No, hold on. Let me back you up. No. Don't do that. You know why I'm going to tell you don't do that? If you told me earlier in Flacco's career, yes, that championship season, statistically, that Ravens defense was middle of the pack. Go look it up.
I'm looking it up right now.
When it mattered the most, that defense was the shit that you needed to win that championship.
I don't think that defense locked anybody up through that whole playoff run. I don't think they did. Because remember the Mile High Miracle, they had to get that, right, to win in the wild card game. Don't know who they played in the divisional.
He's like
in the Super Bowl, they gave up 30 plus. That was the weird lights out thing. Yeah, go ahead, look it up, G. I can't remember all of it off the top of my head, but yeah, people tell me all the time, oh, Flacco only won because of that defense. I'm like, nope, stop. You're lying.
Flacco was putting it on their ass. Paul.
Yeah, that season he was crazy in that playoff run. But
that's one thing.
Like I said earlier, in his playoff career, the defense was super elite, but not that year.
Tyler, ain't that your job? Tyler,
the researcher.
He's so great at this, man. Research and make sure we getting our numbers and everything straight.
Total defense 6. They only allowed 300 yards.
They were that high?
Yeah, 6.
What season that? That's what, 2012?
12, yeah.
I like when Bruce,
I stand corrected.
Bruce said, they were that high?
Yeah, I stand corrected.
I'm like, bro, like Ravens defense was legit, bro.
6. And then what's this?
What about points allowed and all that?
Hold on one second. Yeah. They only let 26 touchdowns that year, and 3 in the playoffs.
3 in the entire playoffs, touchdowns.
Yeah. That's what I say.
You got to play 3 football games to get a Super Bowl.
Average.
That doesn't sound right.
Oh, average 3 touchdowns a game.
Yeah, average.
Oh, okay. I'm about to say.
Yeah, because I'm like, remember in Denver they needed the Mile High Miracle to win, and then. All right, what are you looking at? Because I'm looking at
Fox Sports.
Yeah, that's weird. ProFootballReference.com has, because I went right to number 6 and it's got the Steelers for the 2012 NFL season. The Pro Football Reference has the 2012 NFL seasons, the Ravens number 12 in total defense. That's why I was saying they were middle of the pack. I knew I had read that somewhere.
There's number 1 on defense. Yeah, I figured this out.
Yeah. But regardless, that's what I'm saying. That defense wasn't. I don't recollect it being super elite that season.
See what anyway, Steve. Steve, that had nothing to do with what we're talking about.
Right. Regardless of all that,
dive in about the Ravens defense.
I know, right? But no, the whole point is, as great as Lamar is, even if you compare that first 7-year data set, I don't see being able to put him in that top 5 all time when you also take into account the context of how the game was played and what was allowed to happen to receivers and quarterbacks back then, because that affects the statistical production. But regardless, he's great and he's probably going to finish top 10. So it's an interesting debate to have, though.
Yeah.
All right, I'll be completely objective here.
Yeah, I appreciate that. Right? Yeah, do so.
Pretty.
You got no dog in the fight.
No dog in the fight.
Right.
Lamar ain't nowhere near no damn top 5. And I say that just to say, from my understanding, I'm not putting words in your mouth. I'm not going to tell you what you're saying, but this is what I think you're saying. You're saying he has such a change of impact on the football game itself is why you're giving him that elevation. But me, I'm looking at the quarterback, his position, his title, and what he's paid to do. I'm looking at that as it is what it is. I'm not looking at the impact and the level of what he's doing with his legs. We've never seen this done before. Okay. That's a different level of thinking. I'm not looking at it like that. All right.
So I'm gonna give you some context on what I mean, right? So when I say the most impact, right, he was he put down the most rushing yards with 1,200 in the season. No quarterback has ever done that. He had 2 rushing seasons for over 1,000 yards. No quarterback ever did that. Unanimous MVP. That's debatable.
But youngest quarterback, so got to give respect due for that.
Youngest quarterback that started a playoff game. Most rushing attempts by a quarterback, right? He recorded 176 attempts. This was definitely Greg Roman right here. Most rushing yards in a game by a quarterback. 152 yards against the Cincinnati Bengals. That's in a conference play right there. And most 100-yard rushing games by a quarterback. So I think he got like 12 last year. First quarterback, 3,000 passing yards and 1,000 rushing yards in a single season. That's 2019, of course. Fastest to 5,000 passing and 2,000 rushing yards. The most games with a perfect passer rating in a single season. And so, like, a lot of these stats are off the beaten path in what we call quarterbacks. But you cannot like say, oh, well, he don't deserve it because the team he played for. Shit, the guy's balling. Like, he's balling. But that's my 2 cents. I don't really have nothing else. But that's why I think he should be. He's in my top 5. Like, you don't have to put him.
I think it's a fair argument.
Yeah, I think the guy's a human highlight film.
No doubt. I think you get wrapped up a little bit in the highlights, but I think based on what you just gave us, those are very legitimate arguments. But I will push back only to say that his detractors would point out how many of those stats come from. What's up?
I'm about to push back in a second.
Okay. Yeah, his detractors, not me, but I know how these people think. But a lot of his detractors would say, look how much of those records and those big numbers come from rushing, which is not the primary duty of a quarterback.
Yeah, that's my point.
Yeah, go ahead.
If you was to ask me top 5 player, right? When you start saying stuff like that, I will consider Lamar in my top 5 of a player over a top 5 of a quarterback. Because a quarterback, your job is to do one thing, really. All right, your primary focus is passing. That's why the MVPs always get the freaking quarterbacks always get the MVP award. We're looking at the quarterback. They're the decision maker. They're the ones who's getting the ball downfield. We need you to get the ball in the end zone, right? Lamar is a hybrid of both quarterback and rusher. And honestly, in my opinion, He only does one of those things great, and that's rushing the football. He's not a great thrower. He doesn't throw often. Oh, damn, I lost G.
Yeah, we lost him.
He doesn't throw the ball well. He's only had 2 3,000-yard seasons, period. 2, right?
Right.
Granted, it's a 7-year sample size.
Yeah, that's still, yeah.
That's pretty low. That's pretty low. Now, mind you, he had maybe 600 yards in one season. It was 800 yards rushing in another season.
Right.
All right.
Right.
On top of that, you've only had 3 years where you've had over 20 touchdowns passing. You're not a quarterback to me. You're not being a quarterback. You're being more of a rusher. You're on the ground and you're extending out drives, and you're becoming more of that hybrid. You know what I mean? Like, you're not necessarily what I call a quarterback. But then the most important part I like to talk about is the playoffs. Once the playoffs start, all that highlight reel stuff go away. They easily strategize against you to shut all that down. And once they do, you can't prove you're a thrower. They're threatening you, like, beat us with your arm.
Well,
beat us with your arm, right?
I think he can do that, and I think he's shown in some cases he's capable. It's just like you said, it has to happen in the playoffs when it's most important. I was actually looking at footage of him today, and I was a bit, I'll say slightly concerned, because even though he's got the arm talent, I don't know how much of it is scheme, but he's had a few offensive coordinators now. But it seems like most of his quality throws are down the seam. He doesn't really make those out routes, like outside the numbers to the hashes. And I'm like, now that's interesting. That's something I'm sure, I would assume defensive coordinators in the league have keyed on that. But he
especially in the playoffs.
Yeah, but at the end of his incredible mobility, like nothing we've ever seen before at the position, opens up so much for him, and that helps him to have these elite passing games, etc. So I get it. I think he is enamored with the highlight reel plays that Lamar can give us on a regular basis. But for me, as special as he is, I'm like, I don't really see it that way, you know, but I get it.
There you go, my boy. I lost you right in the middle of the conversation.
Yeah. But yeah, so that's what I think it is.
Yeah,
can you hear me? Okay. Yeah. So yeah, but I think
I like it though. I mean, my boy came prepared for this one.
Yeah, it's a fair argument though. I think it's a very legitimate argument. I wouldn't do it, but it's a legit argument. All right. Anything else before we go ahead and wrap?
Yeah, G, you got anything else? I'm scared
good,
to ask what your top 5 receivers and running backs are. Might throw somebody in there that threw the ball more than another time.
Let me tell you, it won't be a Baltimore Raven.
Not at the receiver spot. No. Well, Anquan Bolden, maybe.
Anquan Bolden was pretty good.
That run he had, that run he had in 2012 was crazy. So
yeah.
But you're right though. In the top 5, yeah, you're right.
Jamal Lewis in 2020. 2000. Damn, I can't believe that was that long ago.
Yeah,
but anyway, we got a call from Tyler, so let's take this and then we'll wrap it up. Tyler, what's good, man?
What's up, gentlemen? Just want to hit you guys real quick.
No doubt.
Hey, thank you for bringing up a topic for us, man. Thank you. I got my Ravens gear on too. You know, in order to be top 5 all time, you probably need a little bit more legitimate years in the league. You know what I mean? But as far as top 5 in the sample size that Lamar has, by the age of 27, nobody has had. He might, by the age of 27, he might be number 2 all time, behind maybe Mahomes. Mahomes is going wild, but as far as, you know, the top 5 all time criteria, you know, winning percentage, Lamar is 4th all time in winning percentage. So you have to be a winner.
Regular season, right?
Yeah, regular season, yes.
Okay.
Yeah, what happens in the playoffs happens in the playoffs. You know what I mean? Peyton Manning.
But that's huge, though. That's a playoff.
Peyton Manning didn't win his first playoff game until he was 27.
Right.
John Elway didn't win his first playoff game until 10 years in the league. You know, and these are top 5 all time guys that I've heard brought up.
Wait. 10 years in the league? That's not right.
John Elway?
Yeah. When did he come into the league? He came into the league in 83, right? Quarterback class of 83 was John Elway, right?
Yeah, he didn't win a ring until the 90s.
Oh, win a ring. Yeah, but he was in the Super Bowl in 87 and 88. And then he was in the ring. He was in the Super Bowl, I want to say 3 times in the 80s. So it can't be right that he didn't win a
Super Bowl win. Manning.
Okay.
Was 20,
I got you.
Manning was 28.
Yeah, I got you.
So we're talking, as far as sample size goes from what Lamar's got, and even sample size aside, there's a lot of people who would consider Barry Sanders top 3 running back. Some people have him as the number 1 all time with a relatively smaller sample size, just from what you see on the eye test. Lamar has one of the top 3 best seasons of a football player. Forget quarterback, of a football player of all time. 1,200 yards rushing, 43 touchdowns. The only reason, they lost in the playoffs was they had a NFL record 7 drops in a playoff game. Never before has a quarterback had to deal with 7 drops. So, and really, I think a lot of Ravens fans counted a little bit more than 7, but they gotta hit you right in the hands, and it has to be a clean play for it to really count as a drop. But he took that 2019 with Miles Boykin, Willie Snead, Chris Moore, and Nick Boyle, and put up that. So when we talk about Hakeem and we talk about LeBron and we talk about all these guys, what was their help like? Look at Lamar. He had no help. Now he's finally starting to get some help, and look at what this year is looking like. This year looks like he could have the best season of all time all over again.
So
he's on pace for 4,000 yards passing. He's on pace for 33 touchdowns passing, another 12 touchdowns rushing, 3 interceptions, 1,200 yards rushing. When it comes to top 5 all time, it's ambitious, but I don't think it's totally crazy to count him out of the top 10, top 5. I have a hard time putting guys like Elway or Breeze, these guys in front of Lamar. If you watch Lamar week to week, you're seeing something you never see every week.
Yeah, but I think, and I watch Lamar a lot as well. I think you guys are very enamored with the splash plays, which are incredible, no doubt. I don't know. I think my attitude is going to change a lot when he lifts the trophy, because I think as much as it's not the only thing, I think winning is just so big, so big. Think about how differently we would look at Jim Kelly or Dan Marino if those guys had won a championship. We would look at those guys totally differently. Yeah, right.
4 of them.
I think Marino would get a little bit more respect, but Marino's very respected. He shows up in a lot of people's top 5. He shows up in a lot of people's top 10.
He's in my top 10. He's not in my top 5. And
he didn't really play with anybody either. Like
that's what I was about to say. He didn't.
But what the media has been doing with Lamar is as he makes accomplishments, they move the goalpost. So once he gets 1 ring, it's going to be, well, Mahomes has 3. Well, Brady has 7.
Well,
then he's going to get the 3.
He'll still be behind those guys without a shadow of a doubt.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, I get it. I get it.
Mahomes and Lamar are this generation's Brady Manning.
That's fine.
And I think that's the story of football can't go on without them. So
that's fine. That's fine.
I think to have Mahomes, and when you write the story of football, 15, 20 years from now, however long football lasts, there's an expiration date on this beautiful game. Eventually they're gonna take away. I mean, they take away the kickoff. Eventually they're gonna take away the tackling. They're gonna take away helmets. There's an expiration date. It's coming. 15, 20 years. When the story is written, what's it gonna look like? It's gonna be Brady, Manning, Lamar, Mahomes, and then pick your poison of any of these other guys. You know what I mean? But it's largely the AFC quarterback legends that are going to make up the story of this game.
Well, I won't argue it. I'll just say we'll see, because for me, again, like as amazing as many of the things Lamar has done, when that winning comes in, now we got a totally different discussion. So I'm just waiting for that, and then we'll see. But appreciate the call, Tyler. I'm gonna let you go. Here so we can go ahead and wrap this show up.
Good night.
All right, man. You too. Thanks for calling, bro.
Finally, even I could. Yeah.
Yeah,
that's my guy, man. Y'all, man. We're gonna talk about this another time.
What I
We
do?
had 4
He's
hours,
also-
bro. We had 4
he's
hours. We almost had 4 hours.
He's also an
Man.
objective Raven fan, so let's call a spade a spade. He's a Ravens fan.
You know what?
LeBron
Before we roll out, let's show Lamar some love.
Oh, we got a highlight video. Yes.
No, the dude. Listen, nobody's saying that Lamar.
He's
is
not great. Yeah.
Right. Nobody's saying that. We're just saying we want to see it when it counts most. That's in the playoffs. And with the amazing things he's done and continues to do, we just want him to lift the trophy up. Well, maybe not Transformer, because that means we would have to play the Packers or something. But I want him.
I mean, if you're not playing us, then all fair is fair.
I got you, man. I got you. You know,
I want to see the kid succeed, man. I mean, I do like Lamar Jackson. I was on the edge of getting one of his jerseys before, and then he pissed me off. I think he ended up playing Green Bay. At one point, I was like, you know what? Nah, not doing that, bro. I don't like what you did against the team. But no, man, this kid is great. You know what I mean? He's great. There's no shadow of a doubt. Like I said, this debate was more about, him being in our top five. And I criticize him mainly and only because of his playoff appearances. I do want him to show up in a playoff game. I want him to put on that show like he put on against the Bengals. I want him to do it in a playoff game.
Yes.
Because now it's showing like, okay, now when the stars are the lights are the brightest, he's still putting up these numbers. He's still running the football effectively. He's not turning the football over. He's making those big throws. That's where I want to see Lamar be successful, right there. And I thought last year was going to be his major opportunity, and I blame Todd and your offensive coaching for that one. But it was like that was his moment. That was going to be the moment. He was like, "Man, I'm with Burrow. I beat Mahomes, and I'm going to the Super Bowl, and I did it in a good fashion." But when he started turning the ball over, it's like, well, here we go, another year. Lamar just couldn't get it done. Right?
That's it.
Yeah.
All right, gentlemen.
Alan Williams, man.
Let's leave it here. And let's leave it here. And we're gonna call it a night. Gee, you definitely called this one, man. We're about 5 minutes short of that. Man, this is not supposed to go that way.
Yeah.
Jeez, I think
he thinks the whole thing, bro.
He sure did. But listen, everybody who came in and who hung with us for the duration of the show, really appreciate you. Make sure you're hitting that like and subscribe on the way out. If you haven't already, you know what time it is. And make sure you hit that share button, man. The share button is powerful. We need that. Make sure you continue to let people know about the show so they can get in the chat, so they can come in and enjoy our banter and enjoy our sports talk and our commentary and all that. All right. So y'all have a good night. And, God willing, we'll see you back on Saturday.
Yes, sir. Unless something crazy happened, like Devontae Adams get traded to the freaking Chiefs.
Hey, man, how y'all doing down there, man? How y'all doing?
Straight, man. Straight.
Right. You see my power on, ain't you?
Yeah, right.
It's a smash though.
Yeah,
it's already happened. Yeah, it's already passed by.
But it's actually even calmed down some.
Okay.
Since they're still gonna get high. What is it, surf surge or whatever? But we should be straight up here though.
Rain surge. The rainfall is what's gonna kill them.
Yeah,
I think they're projected at like 8 to 12 inches or something like that.
Yep.
So a lot of flooding is expected down there.
All right, team. But y'all have a good night. Thanks for tuning in. Appreciate it. Thank you for those who super chatted. I think Sid Bubba and Nino. Appreciate the love as always, man. Y'all have a great night, and we will see you next time. And we out. Peace. Click the button, Transformer. Oh man.